I am here. I'm worn out, but I am here. Hey him, hey Del, hey Narek. I didn't want to skip this again, just because I'm worn out. So I was like, we're gonna do it, and we'll survive. I believe in myself. So let's do. Another card. Gimme. Episode 5, Shadow of Guilt. And I think 6 is the final episode. The Illuminate cards, each with a prophecy. Each of the cases so far had a card at the site in some way. I somehow had one myself. Echo-san had the first, Konoko-san the second. The third one, Mr. Gasmask, I think. The fourth card was in the cursed box we brought back from Mayusaki-san's. You heard about Mr. Gasmask. But it's rumored that all of them have gone missing now. Oh, really? If the rumors are true, it warrants the card's reputations for bringing misfortune. If everyone's alright. If you had one, wouldn't that mean you're going to... Director, these cards... The background art seems connected. I was thinking that too, because they have like that spiral in the background. Good eye, Mrs. Ami. It's time to think about what these cards mean and how they come together. Apologies for the delay. Anything new? Still assessing the information I found at the closet. A series of cases involving the Illuminate cards may be some part of a bigger plan. And then, yeah, that's the character we saw in the park. Suppose your partner and her Devastation and Judgment card are part of it? Yes, suspect so. The design on this Devastation and Judgment card? The Angel Monument at the site of the Tenshu incident. Mr. Gasmask's card shows the same thing. Also a stairway, a lock, chains, a key, a watchful eye. They're all shown. The Eye in the Darkness card has chains. Reflection of Death shows a key. Permeating Blight shows a lock. So among the motifs shown in Devastation and Judgment, the only one remaining is the other key. What happens when we have a full set? The Illuminate card with the key. It's likely we will come across it during this upcoming case. So, there is a request coming in? Indeed. The request is from the CEO of a tech company. He was robbed of something important and wants us to recover it. Whatever these cards may mean, perhaps the case will bring us closer to the truth. I don't want to help a tech CEO. Illuminate Card's prophecies are coming full circle. We should watch over what the Zimmers are up to. Something happens to you and your partner. All part of the job. Didn't think you'd care so much. Commissioner Tamiri. Have you know? Care as much as you do. Many international conferences and ceremonies this month, leading to a higher number of global VIPs visiting Japan. Security Director Kurosawa of the National Police Agency stated that the police were on high alert in light of the rumored terror attacks. Busy world. Jasmine? Isn't this request kind of strange? Hey, thanks for the raid, Leafy. I hope you enjoyed your bug fabling. It was a good time to watch. I hope you I saw you beat the boss, so I'm guessing you ended like shortly after the boss. It's almost the end. Yeah, you're almost there. It's a long game. Especially since they updated it and added even more stuff since I played. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. But I definitely get the feeling of playing something and it feels like it's going and going and going. So he was robbed of something important? Wants us to recover it? Which one is strange, but yeah, this one's kind of different. Why would they call the police anyway? That's right. They know something was stolen, the police will listen to them. Should have better odds than having us look for it. Smells of special circumstances. That's the need for discretion. So, I thought you would like it. I was like, there's so many fun little details in it, like looking at the crowd and everything and what people are doing. It's great art. I just love Leaf just walking off the court. Looking like he's arguing with the ref or something. Is this Mr. CEO secretly up to no good? I mean, they usually are. In that case, Investigator Fukurai. The mission is to assess the client's reputation and related rumors. Understood. I'll start doing some social media research. I remember right, UTech Priority CEO was Kurosawa something. You know him, Jasmine? Oh no, just happened to see him mentioned. Might have been a news article. Kurosawa. Checking the reference doc. Yuya Kurosawa, CEO, UTech Priority. When Mr. Big Time is asking for our help. Kinda fishy, eh? Must be on the top floor of a skyscraper. I'm sweating already. I have to check for rumors of shady biz or bad rep. You're right. Checking right now. UTech Priorities official account. UTech is a company that provides IT support to Japanese companies. Outsourcing your IT support? Hate it. Hate it. UTech Priority, a tech company. Oh, it's a corporate account without gimmicks. That's quite a following. UTP's quarterly report. Significant increase in profits plus 500 or 50%. Yeah. UTP for UTech Priority. Is that impressive? Can't say I'm the best person to ask, but guess so. The company's doing well. It went public 3 years after it was started. The CEO seems a bit shallow, but the company itself has a solid reputation. Public in 3 years? That means they're doing really well? Nah, it just means they sold out to investors. I don't know how to explain it right, so I'll just say they're doing super well. I mean, you gotta be doing well to go public, to be fair, but I just hate when they go public. Headquarters is in a high-rise of Toranomon, isn't it? Which means we're about to go in? You're that nervous? The company has strong ties with government agencies and large corporations. They seem good at those connections. Government agencies? You know, doing work for the country. Work with government agencies. Working for the government seems like an easy way to earn a lot. Do you think that's true? Working for the government is an easy way to earn a lot? Not possible. It's a ton of work. And it's not like they pay extraordinarily. Must be tough dealing with government information. I bet it's super stressful for those working on it, since they can be fired immediately if they mess up. Super stressful job. Fired immediately if they mess up? In that sense, our work is a breeze. Be real entertaining if one of the engineers from those types of work were to post Kaira Ichiran here. Or Kaiba. Oh, there's an urban myth that says if you post that on your socials, very occasionally you'll get a reply from the dead. Okay, well we gotta read about that. Oops, didn't mean to close that. Kaira Ichiran. Listeners can also send in their hot tips to the center. Little Bird told us about something called Kaira Ichiran. It's not clear if this is a name or a password. One thing is for sure, when you post the words Kaira Ichiran online, you'll get a reply from dead people. The thing is, I'm busy. I don't have time to respond to every single comment. I don't even know what I would do if I got a comment from a dead person. Don't they know it's tough for an elk to be a social butterfly? Oh, you're an elk. Okay. Thing where dead people respond to you? Engineers can't do anything about that. Responses from the dead? What would they be saying? You'll just have to post Kaira Ichiran yourself and find out. I'd like to know if you can get those contracts through regular sales techniques. Is it all down to Kurosawa's skills? Kurosawa, the power of the CEO's sales skills. CEO guy Yuya Kurosawa may have more business skills than we think. People seem very impressed. He's young, probably getting paid a lot more than what his job sounds like. Probably getting paid a lot more than he deserves. Yes, Yuya Kurosawa is reacting. We'll search that up. I wonder what kind of things they're saying about him. Wait. Currently can only search this. Can't search the other things yet. Wait, what? I got this one, didn't I? I got UTech. It said that was too many search results. Did I miss something around here? Because I got UTech, but I can't actually search for UTech. Oh, wait, I didn't get it. Okay, there we go. See some movement on UTech. We should search it. Please do. Hey, Leslie. Welcome in. Boom. I am EP today, but we are doing this. Exclusive interview with UTech Priorities Yuya Kurosawa. His unbelievable climb to the top. I understand my path only because I took a detour. Kurosawa-san seems so young, but he's already a CEO. Isn't that true for most CEOs in tech, though? Assets of several hundred million yen? Wow. Can't believe that Yu is now a tech company CEO. Assets of several hundred million, or 700 million. Does never have to work again. See this all the time. Playboys in their 20s suddenly put together in their 30s. Really? Around 30 is when you learn that life is easier if you take it seriously. 30 is hard. I'd much rather go back to my 20s. Here, Yuya Kurosawa was born into affluence. His family home is enormous. Yeah, I mean, that's usually how people become CEOs. Affluence? Like he was rich since childhood? Shocking. He's successfully running a business. I wouldn't say he's totally ignorant. So he was born rich. If your parents have money, you'll succeed at anything. Man, wish I got super rich parents in the social ranking gotcha. Parents in the social ranking gotcha? So if social hierarchy was a game and your parents were... never mind. Too much to explain. It means he got lucky being born to a wealthy family. People who inherited power, huh? The world will never change until the rich ruling class changes. Hell yeah! Person who inherited power? Someone who gets their privilege from the wealth their parents passed down. Oh, there's GR again. What's GR supposed to mean? Grade rare? Nah. I passed Yuya Kurosawa on the street yesterday. He had big sunglasses and a flashy outfit. Thought he was a celeb or something. But he didn't look that arrogant. Seemed nice, actually. Big sunglasses. Guess that's standard CEO attire? Depends on the person. Saw him last week too. He wasn't particularly charismatic or anything. Really plain, like any other dude on the street. I was gonna say hi, but he glared at me. I mean, these are still people. I don't like the idea of people seeing like someone that's kind of a celebrity on the street and judging them just based off of how they're going about their day. I don't get people who won't say hi. Do you think Kurosawa-san is a scary person? Depends on the time and place. Everyone has their moments. He got his salesman switch and then his private one. Without doing that, you can't last long as a CEO in IT. Salesman switch and a private one. Do you think I'm different off the clock? Nope. Could write an autobiography about this huge success story. Ex-popular livestream group leader to tech CEO. Success story? Sounds like he's worked hard. Yuya Kurosawa's success story, huh? Alright, that was pretty easy social media. Kurosawa sounds like an impressive person. Why would such a big name CEO come to us for help? I wonder what's happening. I only heard people talk about him as if they saw some celeb in town. Haven't heard of any real issues yet. Unlike with Mayusaki-san, his company seems to have a good reputation. All that's left is to talk to the man himself. Good luck, Zami. We'll see. Looks like it's that building there. Jasmine, isn't that an actual skyscraper? You know it. CEO must be holed up in his penthouse. Let's just tell the reception lady that we have an appointment? Yep. Also try to relax a bit. Understood. She said understood. Hello. Excuse me. We, have an appointment today? We're from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center? In the Urban Myth Dissolution Center? Yes, that's right. We were expecting you. This way, please. Leafy's gonna be down bad for the tired office lady. Mr. Kurosawa, they have arrived. Ah, hello. Yuya Kurosawa, CEO of UTech Priority Company. This is my secretary, Miss, Kiyomoto. Apologies, she joined us recently, so I keep forgetting her name. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Azami Fukurai from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. And this is Miss Toma, my colleague, Tomarigi. Hope we can help. To start this off, your request involves the recovery of a stolen item? Yes, about that, Miss Kiyomoto. I'll handle this. You can get back to work. Understood, sir. She did just say her name. Doesn't Kiyomoto-san know what's going on? No, she's unaware. Did you describe what was stolen? Can't mention specifics. Yet I'm sure that an intruder was here, and I'm the only one who realized the fact. What do you mean? I want to call the police. Got an actual intruder. What a douchebag? Yeah. I mean, a young tech CEO. There wasn't anything else we could get, really. He was going to be an asshole no matter what. Our business involves clients entrusting their data to us. So we'd prefer to keep things under wraps. Also, I was hoping you might assess the situation objectively. Huh? What happened 2 days ago was strange enough to warrant that. Heard your team specializes in this kind of investigation. Strange happenings sounds like something we can handle. Having the security camera footage analyzed, but that might still take a while. Hearing my account and my secretary should tell you how strange all of this is. You could kindly get started as soon as possible. I see. We'll try to do an objective assessment of what happened the day before yesterday. Sami? Yes, Jasmine? Better watch your back with this one. Can't tell us details, hasn't called the cops. Both yellow flags as far as cases go, absolutely. Kurosawa-san is acting a bit strangely. I'll be careful. Here goes. Yeah, won't call the cops and can't tell us what the actual issue is. That's hilarious. Some kind of mechanism on the door. Is this the lock? Said something was stolen, but this room looks hard to break into. Maybe we should ask Kiyomoto-san. Ask the secretary. Jasmine? Why are you staring at me? Sami, looks like you're getting the hang of all this. Think so? About the investigation. Guess the only way to get started is to look into what happened around Kurosawa. Something weird happened, and he wants an objective opinion from us. Whatever that means. Probably means whatever he wants it to mean. Yeah. Mentioned the secretary Kiyomoto-san doesn't know about 2 days ago. We should talk to her anyway, being objective and all. Why does Kurosawa-san want us to look into this? Maybe have us private investigator types dig up dirt on the secretary? Anyway, step one is figuring out what this strange thing is about. You're right, I'll try asking first. Okay. Excuse me, may I ask you a few questions? Kiyomoto-san, the secretary, right? Yes, I work as the CEO's secretary. He's instructed me to answer you truthfully, as I actually saw things happen. Please ask me anything related to your investigation. Have you been told to not say certain things? What happened 2 days ago? Did you tell us about 2 days ago? Did something happen? You mentioned 2 days ago, but nothing happened in particular. The CEO asked me too, but I have no idea what this is about. See, could you kindly tell me what you saw? Very well. About 2 days ago. That day our CEO had a meeting at a client, so I saw him off. He returned a while later. I see. And then? I greeted him when he came back, and everything afterwards was as normal as could be. So I haven't noticed anything. I see. Thank you. Door lock. Do you need a key to enter this room? Yes, a security card. All members of your staff have a security card? Yes, all employees have one. That being said, as we handle critical data for other companies, even I am prohibited from entering the CEO room while he's absent. Security card. Okay. So you need a security card to even get in. Security camera like the one Kurosawa-san mentioned? The intruder made it in regardless. Well, I mean, the security camera doesn't stop them from getting in. You know, it just sees them do it. Observe? Shadow, is it Kurosawa? Maybe it's the intruder. How do I tell them apart? Looks like they're touching the desk drawers. Why does it mirror? Is the shadow looking this way? Or not? Shadow is rummaging through the drawers. Taking something out? It's holding something. I can't make out what it is. Maybe we should examine the desk. Shadow searching the drawers. Is this Shadow Kurosawa-san? weird. I feel the shadow is looking at me. Or am I overthinking this? Probably overthinking it. Is she like a detective? Kinda. We kinda stumbled into this. Like, basically we were going to this agency to get help for ourselves, if I remember correctly. And the owner of the agency noticed that we had a power that he also has called clairvoyance, where basically we can see into the past, basically, but we can only see it as like figments of what happened. So like here we see a weirdly dressed person and we're like, we don't know if that's you or if that's the person that stole stuff, but we can kind of see shadows doing stuff in the past. Found two WhatsApp memes for bug fables. Amazing. Perfect. CEO's desk. Sure must cost a fortune. What is the agency because she can see spirits? I think the glasses just amplified it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Because I remember she went there. I didn't remember totally why, but if it was because she could see the spirits and then they gave her a job, that makes sense. Need to be careful with the CEO's desk. What's this? An Illuminate card? Wait, no, is this case part of the prophecy too? I mean, everyone we've done so far has been. Hey, that card is of high value. Please leave it where it is. But Kurosawa-san, isn't this... Is it involved in some way in your ongoing investigation? Well, not quite. Then please return it to where it was and continue investigating. I will, sorry. She got a job because she demolished an antique chair. Hey, that antique chair tried to kill me. Look closely. Shadow is taking something out of the desk drawer. In the top drawer, I think. Was anything taken from this drawer? Should check with Kurosawa. Hello. Reintroducing myself, Yuya Kurosawa, CEO of U-Tech Priority Company. Please ask my secretary for anything she knows about what happened. Understood. You really didn't have to reintroduce yourself. Kurosawa-san, can I ask you what happened 2 days ago? What I can tell you right now is that something precious was stolen. The rest I'll disclose once you talk to my secretary. Oh. Kiyomoto-san said she didn't seem to know anything. I wonder if there are any traces that might give me a lead. Top drawer. Anything stolen from the top drawer? Top drawer? Why the desk drawer specifically? I haven't told you anything yet. Well, of course, this is hard to explain, but I have this ability called clairvoyance, which is why I'm here as an investigator. Not that you'd believe me or anything. Sorry. Interesting. Yes? You believe me? Yes. I find it very intriguing and feel you might be very useful for the case at hand. Useful? Check what might have been taken from my desk. Yeah, I mean, you're a tech CEO. You're only going to see the value in people, how much you can use them. Can't they recheck with my secretary too? Kimono-san? Okay, I guess. This is weird. What is your deal? Kimono-san, could you spare a moment? Yes, what do you need? Did the CEO take anything? 2 days ago, did Kurosawa-san take anything out of the CEO office? Now that you mention it, I think he was carrying a red card-like object when he left. Red card-like objects? Not a security card? Those are very different. I wouldn't mistake one for the other. I'm not aware of what it is, or what it was, but I do recall the CEO being very careful in handling it. Thank you, noted. I'll check with Kurosawa-san as well. Something is missing, then there really was an intruder. Anything strange? Might be an awkward question. Was there anything strange about your CEO 2 days ago? Anything strange? I don't think so. Speak of the CEO about anything? No, nothing in particular. I greeted the CEO and he just gave me a light nod. As he normally does. I see. Also, this might sound strange, but there was one thing I found puzzling. I mentioned he was carrying something when he left. But to be precise, one moment he was taking out that red object, and the next moment he was gone. Gone? Didn't he just leave while you were looking away? He opened the door of the CEO office and disappeared the very next moment. Oh, I see? She seems like a serious person, so I don't think she'd make it up. What in the world is going on here? Is he just hiding something? I definitely think so. How's it going? Progress so far. What's up? Something on your mind? As far as they've told me, nothing stands out as unusual. Oh, but a red card-like object is gone, so then again... Feels like there isn't anything happening that's anomaly related. Oh yeah? In that case... should look for clues that someone was here in this office 2 days ago. I agree. Red card-like objects. Back to you. Can I ask you something? Certainly. Kurosawa-san, I heard that 2 days ago you took out something from the top drawer of your desk. Do you remember what it was? Thing is, 2 days ago I didn't come back after the client visit. Huh? Well, it's impossible for me to have taken something away. But if so, why would Kiyomoto-san... What was your impression of her? Do you think she was telling the truth? This is the strange incident that I mentioned. Is it a doppelganger? I could see that being the anomaly. Is Kurosawa-san suspecting Kiyomoto? Said you disappeared suddenly. Kiyomoto-san said you suddenly disappeared. Disappeared? What do you mean? She said you disappeared after taking the object from the desk. And she's bringing this up voluntarily. I don't think she was merely looking away. I see. To be honest, I don't think her account is trustworthy. Can you please double check with my secretary just to make sure? Okay. I've now triple checked. Like, what is your deal? Do you want to call the police? Something was stolen, the police should give you their attention. Will you be contacting the police? The thing that was stolen the other day. It's actually something top secret. Top secret? It's an important matter that affects our very reputation. Need you to be discreet from here on with your investigation. I see. I'm surprised you're expecting us, like a small investigation company, to be more discreet than, you know, the cops. I mean, I don't expect much of the cops, don't get me wrong, but we have a YouTube channel where we upload everything about the case that we're currently doing. Like, what? It's kind of hard for us to be discreet, friend. Need notes. Kurosawa-san is the CEO of a tech company. He said something was stolen. What was it? I mean, he didn't say what. He just said it was important. Red card-like object. That's it. The stolen item was a red card-like object. Isn't he going to tell us what it was? He hasn't called the police either. Yep, he's famous and popular as a celebrity. Former leader of a group of streamers? Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Hello. Kiyomoto-san, could you spare a moment? Yes, what do you need? About the strange thing. Question. 2 days ago you were in this room with Kurosawa-san, correct? Yes, for maybe just an hour or so. Is there anything unusual about his clothes, hair, even face that struck you as... Or anything about his clothes, hair, or face that struck you as unusual? No, it was the CEO I know. And so he took a red card-like object from the drawer and left? Yes, that's right. Is there something wrong? Kurosawa-san says he hasn't taken away that red object. Is that the important item that our CEO mentioned? Seems that way. And still, he did take it out of his desk while I was watching. Weird. Need notes. Stream to Texio? Yeah, that is a wild career path. When was it that she joined the company? Recently. Recently, that must be why he couldn't remember her name. Or he's just kind of a rude asshole. She said her name and then he forgot her name again like 2 seconds later. So, you know, I don't think he thinks too highly of her. It is weird seeing the stuff that like streamers and YouTubers will get into, because I think I remember seeing that MatPat, the game theory guy, is apparently getting into like politics, like local politics. Like trying to do local office or some shit. And there's a lot of people coming and going here. Just a guess though. Recently hired secretary, who still doesn't remember her name. She greeted someone she thought was Kurosawa... might not have been involved. Yeah, she seems very meek, which, you know, makes me feel like, you know, there's some bad stuff going on with how she's treated here, potentially. Yeah, he was advocating for internet security stuff. Talk to Kiyomoto-san. The secretary, as Kurosawa-san asked me to. For her, 2 days ago was just a regular day. Actually, something was missing even though Kurosawa-san hadn't come back to the office. Strange circumstances indeed. Did she misjudge what she saw? Did the CEO simply forget what he did? Something is missing. There must have been an intruder in some way. I wonder why their stories are so different. Maybe the intruder was disguised so that Kiyomoto-san, or so that they would look like Kurosawa-san. Yeah. Maybe the intruder was disguised so they would look like Kurosawa? Kiyomoto-san's story about the missing item was accurate. So whomever it was that seemed to be Kurosawa-san must have actually been here. But if so, did they look so alike that you could actually mistake them? Need to learn more. Okay. Learn more about the intruder. Nothing with you. Nothing with you. Security camera, there we go. Kurosawa-san mentioned he's having the security camera footage analyzed. Maybe they've heard back? I should check with the secretary. Kiyomoto-san, could you spare a moment? Yeah. Security camera. About the security camera you have there, is the footage available for checking? Our General Affairs team, who handles the cameras, sent us images just a while ago. Here they are. Thank you very much. What does this look like to you? It's our CEO for sure. Looks like it. I'll check with Kurosawa-san himself. So you won't trust your secretary, but will you trust security cam footage? May I ask you something? This is a lot of, like, jumping around and talking to different people after you hit, like, one single trigger. Ask Kiyomoto-san for this image. This is you, isn't it? Wow, he does look like me. I wouldn't blame anyone for mistaking him for myself. Could it be that you've simply forgotten about coming back here? It is impossible. My client counterpart can attest to that. And there is something actually missing. But this is clearly you yourself. I'm as surprised as you are. Same face. Good going. Jasmine, I think I've picked up what I can. How's that CEO then? Something does feel off. He won't tell us about what was stolen. And he showed no interest in my clairvoyance. What's he up to? Definitely seems like he's hiding something. Yeah. Alright. Time to find out what it is. How is it going? Seems you're done with your initial investigation. Yes, but it's kind of complicated. A lot of uncertainties, aren't there? Huh? Oh, yeah, exactly. Kurosawa-san himself is one thing, and the clairvoyant shadows in the office felt different. I see. Also, I saw an Illumine card. Kurosawa-san had one. Don't worry about that later. Looking forward to your full report. Let us begin. Cool music time! And cool art time. Locating a stolen item and recovering it if possible. The request for this case is rather unusual, considering our usual fare. And yet it seems this case was made for us. First I thought it was just a burglary. With the Illumine card showing up, something strange must be going on. We cannot leave this case unexplained. Let us begin the identification. Now, let us start by laying out what has been happening. Mr. Kurosawa experienced something strange. He asked you to speak with Miss Kiyomoto, his secretary, to make sense of what was going on. That's right. So we asked Kiyomoto-san about what happened 2 days ago. So, Mrs. Ami. Yes? What were the strange circumstances that Miss Kiyomoto described? That Miss Kiyomoto, the security system wasn't working, Kurosawa-san appeared but wasn't supposed to, yeah. Kurosawa-san appeared, though he wasn't supposed to be there. Kiyomoto-san was in the same room for a while, but didn't notice anything unusual. Great. So the intruder entered the CEO's office as if they were the CEO himself, behaving very naturally. The intruder's presence was natural enough that anyone might suspect the CEO of misremembering his own actions. Moving on. The Mr. Kurosawa imposter came to the CEO's office as if they were the CEO himself. The secretary, Miss Kiyomoto, was the only one who saw him. Her account of that day included an important characteristic of this intruding entity. So, Mrs. Ami, what kind of interaction was there between Miss Kiyomoto and Mr. Kurosawa's imposter, between the time the imposter arrived until he left? A greeting which turned out awkward, spoke as they usually do, simple, non-verbal greetings. At least she mentioned the CEO gave her a light nod, but they didn't speak. That's what they usually do, so she didn't find it strange. Excellent. Precisely. Miss Kiyomoto did not converse with Mr. Kurosawa's imposter. If they had any form of conversation, this would have turned out differently. Give me the second tower! My final question. Was Miss Kiyomoto unaware that Kurosawa-san had appeared? No. She was aware and even greeted him. Indeed. Furthermore, they were in the same room for an hour or so. But Miss Kiyomoto never doubted the imposter. And yet a client can prove that Kurosawa-san wasn't actually there. So, Mrs. Ami. Yes? What kind of entity is this imposter, then, who showed up at the CEO's office? CEO's living spirit, an entity almost identical to Kurosawa, a fox marked into Mr. Kurosawa. Right, it's an identity identical to Kurosawa. I mean, there's a fox that can transform, right? Tangible entity with an appearance practically identical to Kurosawa. Maybe a clone or some kind of copy? Brilliant! Yeah, it's a doppelganger. Security camera footage confirms that the imposter's appearance is almost identical. Yet Mr. Kurosawa himself can prove that he was somewhere else. It's as if there was another Mr. Kurosawa in existence. It do be feeling like that. Yeah, one that doesn't button their shirt. Yeah, like they like to have it hang out a little bit. I didn't even notice that. They did not converse, and yet... Security camera footage shows the person existing in two places at once. There's one urban myth that matches these parameters. Pretty common thing in Japanese myth for foxes. I thought that was it. Identification! Yup, it's a doppel. I fought these in The Witcher. The doppelganger? A duplicate of yourself that exists in the same world, with no indication of since when or why they exist. Only the person themselves would be able to identify the imposter. I was asleep for a moment. Phew, hopefully it sticks. Yeah, here's hoping. You deserve some nice rest and everything, Bugs. The terrifying aspect of this anomaly is that if you ever meet your doppelganger, you will die. You'll die? Should warn Kurosawa-san to be very careful, till he recovers what was taken. No, the doppelganger was such a scary urban myth. Reminds me, the same Mr. Kurosawa sent us an additional request. I'll handle it personally. You may not be able to reach me for a while. And no need to worry. I leave the on-site investigation in your capable hands. But Director! What happened? Director won't be in contact for a while. Will we be okay on our end? Is it that much to worry about? Not the phone calls. It's still be just the usual. Alright, maybe we'll be okay? Wazami, we were by ourselves even without Jasmine for a good part of the previous one. Phew, home at last. Sir? What is it? Oh, I thought you had come home just a few minutes ago. No, I just got home, obviously. You're gonna meet your doppel. Whoa. Oh, that's not terrifying at all. Ah. I'm not actually screaming. Fuck that. His menu. We go check Kurosawa's place. It seems he ran into his doppelganger. When he called, he was so worked up. I saw it. It was in my room. It ran away, and so on. Wonder if he's okay. Well, he did call us himself and seems safe for now. We should wait on mentioning the supposed death if you meet your doppelganger thing. He was at least well enough to have called us. How with the boss man? Business done yet? I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet. Maybe your first solo Dissolution is coming up. No way, I'm not good enough for that. Well, we'll figure it out. A very convincing copy. I mean, I assume it was intentionally looking weird and creepy to scare him. And clearly it can totally act like him when it wants to, but I think that was more for fear. I'll look into the doppelganger rumors. Is there anything else you'd like me to look up? My little investigator zombie's grown up so fast. Oh, you think so? You add Zimmers to your research list? There have been a lot of incidents related to them lately. Are there any connections between Kurosawa and Zimmers? Have you heard? Zimmers hate Kurosawa with a passion. Really a big deal if it's just people's opinions, but Kurosawa haters are getting bolder. Understood. I'll look for rumors on the doppelganger myth and Kurosawa haters. You text Dark Secret. Someone that young taking a company public in just 3 years. According to our sources, he abused his privilege to get there. Dark Secret? Is it really possible for a company to go public in 3 years? It's not impossible, just really, really rare. Huh, got where he is due to family, and he's out here lecturing us about hard work? What an ignorant guy. I mean, yeah, they love doing that. All these haters, do you think they're Zimmers? The thing with Zimmers, you really don't know. They seem like a group, but also go solo. I wish there was some way to tell. Was Privilege just, I thought Privilege was for a second. Just come to life. Nope, nothing happened. Okay. Family has a lot of money. Can't you just use it however you want? I guess you'd think so if you have that kind of opportunity. People like that also tend to go for attention. Calling it hard work distorts the world's sense of values. Return this distorted world back to its original state. Oh, that's what GR means. They're talking about their great reset again. These are Zimmers. Distorts values. Are they distorted? Values even fixed to begin with? GR again. What does it even mean? Great reset. Being the CEO of a huge company at his age is unreal. Talk about New Life Plus. Maybe he's an invader from outer space. True. How many times did I have to be reborn to get to live at top of such a fancy building? You actually tried. You might get there pretty quick. Hard work often doesn't equate to actual results. There's plenty of people out here that are working their asses off and see absolutely nothing for it, and in fact you just get abused by the companies that they're working for, so I don't agree at all, Jasmine, sorry. You're saying the Kurosawa we see might be a doppelganger? A little too high profile for antics like that, isn't he? Kurosawa we're going to see now is the real one, right? Sure hope so. Plenty of urban myths about meeting your doppelganger. Are there really? Experiences like that probably hit closer to home than your average urban myth. This one stands out for me. Huh, glasses are reacting to meeting your doppelganger. Maybe that would grab attention. Give it a search. Yee, let's do it. Speaking of meeting your doppelganger, my friend accused me of walking around with a girl hanging off my arm yesterday. Maybe my doppelganger got a girlfriend before I did? Doppelganger can get a girlfriend? Anything you can do, your doppelganger can do. Aren't there lots of celebrity doppelganger incidents? I bet they're just blaming it on a doppelganger when they get caught. Is that so? Yeah, it makes sense they'd blame it on a doppelganger. Satomu Kisaragi said that the doppelganger hallucination theory is when you're seeing a hallucination of yourself, while theoretically it could all be in your head, you could be seeing an older self or a living spirit. Hallucination of your future self? What kind of urban myth is that? Wait, that said Satomu Kisaragi. Right, he did write books on urban myths. Anyone have their eyes on this topic? Oh, a reaction to doppelganger hallucination theory. We can probably get more info on doppelgangers from here. Give it a search. Seen a friend's doppelganger before. We talked and they were totally alike, but when I talked to my friend later on, I heard they were overseas at that time, so we couldn't have met. I think someone in a new place where they couldn't have met. That sure sounds like a doppelganger. If that's real. Urban myths had said that doppelgangers can't talk to other people, or they can only appear in places related to the original person. The director mentioned that trait. Doppelgangers can't talk to others. If it's someone who's antisocial or not talkative, it'd be hard to tell them apart. Saw my younger self at my family's house in the countryside. Is that also a kind of doppelganger? What? Is that a doppelganger too? If it really was their younger self. Aren't there a bunch of stories about getting home to find your doppelganger already there? It's terrifying. That's really terrifying, getting home to find yourself there? That's a classic kind. A lot of historical figures have met their doppelganger. President Lincoln, Ryunosuke Akutagawa, and so on. President Lincoln with a beard? The one with that beard on his face, right? You know him from the beard? Yeah, I would have expected the hat. A lot of people met their doppelgangers, but aren't they all dead? You die if you do, right? You really die? How'd you get cursed with bad luck? Cursed with bad luck, dying if you meet them twice. Which theory is most likely? I mean, we know it's not if you just meet them once, because this dork is still alive, so... According to the doppelganger hallucination theory, it's not meeting your doppelganger that causes death. You see a hallucination of yourself because you're close to death. So it's the opposite? You see the doppelganger when you're about to die? So a doppelganger is a shinigami? Can't really call those the same thing. You're even seeing someone else's doppelganger can cost your life. No way, you can die from seeing someone else's? Take a breath, go on and find more about this rumor. Glasses are reacting to the words cost your life. So many intense words. I thought it was the shock of seeing your doppelganger that killed you, but dying just from seeing someone else's? That's my shock. I guess it would shock you to death. Would it really shock you to that extent? Heard a doppelganger is a spirit or soul that escaped from their body, and if you see one, it means the host body is without its soul and will eventually die, or something like that. Soul, doppelganger, host body, what? That's a tough one. Can't make fun of the concept, since there were people with brain tumors who died after saying they saw their doppelganger. What? This sounds like a scientific cause? Compelling if true. Brain tumors showing you hallucinations of yourself. The idea gives me shivers. Definitely a possibility. Also the possibility that the doppelgangers kill their original selves to replace them, but in that case, from the outside, it just seems like the original person's personality changed. Killing the original to take their place, that's way too scary. Now we're into the horror movie stuff. So isn't a straw man kind of like a doppelganger? If the real person is in the way, they get rid of them and put straw man in their place. A certain prime minister was just a straw man. Source, Mr. Kisaragi. Straw man? A straw man prime minister? Really? Here come the conspiracy theories. Say Kisaragi said it, must be a fan. Our prophet, Satomu Kisaragi, is not just a visionary, he holds the power to see the future. Society is on the brink of revolution. Great Reset. Satomu Kisaragi fan using GR. Maybe it stands for Great Reset? I see, so that's why it keeps showing up. Seems to be really popular. It's a reaction to Prophet Satomu Kisaragi. Satomu's just a researcher. Why are they calling him a prophet? Would you mind looking into those? According to the doppelganger time warp theory, meeting your doppelganger results in a time paradox that causes death. A time warp? They're the same person, they're in the same place in the same timeline, causing a paradox? They think reality is some sci-fi movie? In the world simulator hypothesis, a doppelganger is a bug in the system. If you run into one, then a bug occurs and you die. Get it? What's the world simulator hypothesis? I guess is as good as mine. How interesting that every doppelganger death theory has its own reasoning. Each one seems realistic in its own way. Scary. Do seem strangely realistic. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Multiple testimonials. Cost your life. Wow. Results found just from that, huh? No one's seen that kind of death happen, though. Where did that info even come from? Maybe the person who started the rumor about it costing your life is just being insidious. Does that mean someone would benefit from spreading that kind of rumor? Could be. As long as people think they could. Reptilians! Me, I'm with that theory where the reptilians are using the concept of doppelgangers to hide themselves. What are reptilians? I think they're aliens who try to pass as humans. Yep. Reptilians! Oh, I've seen them. Have you? The other species hiding among us. Sometimes, if you take a really close look at pictures of celebrities or politicians, you can see them. They're humanoid reptiles called reptilians, lizard people. They've already succeeded in infiltrating human society. Why, you ask? For control. They've come to conquer, so they wear human skin, pretend to be people of influence. Politicians and the sort. But there are ways to tell them apart. Their necks, their eyes. If something seems off about the wrinkles on their neck, that's a sign. When they blink, if their lower eyelid comes up to meet the top, you might just be looking at a reptilian. You may not believe me now, but you will someday. They're living among us everywhere. Might even be living next to you right now. Morgan's a reptilian? Saw it. This is the last message a dear friend of mine sent me just before he disappeared. Saw what, you ask? Apparently he saw his doppelganger. He had gone out by himself to meet up with his relatives, and he was waiting for them at the park. He arrived early and decided to kill some time on his phone, messaging me and a few others. The park was busy, so he must have noticed it while watching all the people sitting on benches, running and chasing after balls. First, it was just a meaningless conversation. I'm so bored, this might be the most wholesome place on earth, but then he found something interesting. I think this person is staring at me. Oh my god, we're wearing the same shoes, how embarrassing. This got everyone's attention. Is it a dude? Chick? What do they look like? It's a dude. No way. He's even wearing the same pants as me. Maybe that's why he's staring. Hang on, I'll try to send a picture of his face. There's a short break in the message, I assumed so he could take the picture. Eventually he sent it, but the guy was far away so it was hard to see his face. Zooming in, it was just a picture of my friend. Everyone loved it. What the fuck, it's just you. You had me going there. What's that dumb look? Then he sent a bunch of messages at once. Guys, that's not me. Oh my god, it's me. The final message before he stopped responding was, I saw it. Yeah, that's terrifying. Reptilians, let me guess, we're around the same age? How old are they? Do certain urban myths fall into specific generations? Different things are popular depending on when you grow up. I feel like I have a weird story about people getting replaced by weird apparitions. It's a pretty recent thing. Are there that many terrifying stories? An endless pit of scary stories. As for myself, I know about Kaijin Answer, the scary one that legit steals your body. Yourself? What kind of monstrous being is that? I mean, that's not a monster name. As for me-self, that's hilarious. I wonder how many people out there are actually imposters who replace the originals. Jasmine, you're the real Jasmine, right? Yes, I'm Jasmine. You're correct. Kaijin Answer. Also get rid of reptilians. Who've you ever heard the rumors about Kaijin Answer? They say there's nothing but a head, so of course he wants a body. Word is that you summon him by phone, but remember, call at your own risk. You can't just call him on any phone, you're going to need 10 of them. Then you need to have them all call each other. The first phone calls the second, second the third, and so on until the loop is completed with the 10th calling the first. Usually you'd expect to get a message about the line being busy, but instead they connect to somewhere. The man who answers in phone calls himself Answer. For 9 out of 10 people that call, he will answer any question, but one unlucky person will get asked a question instead. If they can't answer, he steals their body for himself. Wait, wasn't there another story just like this? Maybe there really are phone lines to the other side. If you ever get a call from a strange number, keep your head on your shoulders and don't pick it up. Okay, and now we just look at the prophet. The GR our prophet Satomu Kisaragi hoped for is almost here. Seem really excited. Sounds like a real party. GR, GR, GR. Yeep. What is it? Don't keep reading if the posts are creeping you out. Someone who's read Occult Great Reset, I thought Satomu Kisaragi was simply saying that occult otakus will have their chance to shine. Really? Have you read it? Yeah, I have. Should read it again. You can't just stand there and wait for change to happen. You have to take the first step toward change yourself. That's how we can change society and then the world. GR! I didn't say much without reading it myself, but seeing how many different impressions of the book there are makes me nervous about reading it. Satomu Kisaragi may be abnormally persuasive. Idiots always toss words around like toys. I've been working hard for the GR too, but it's a shame that I'm treated the same as this fool. GR is something you work for? I thought they all did was read books and rant online. This could be more dangerous than it seems. You seem too intensely invested in this. The book is just about updating your values. What else are you seeing? Updating your values? It's closest to how I read it too. Simply put, that's what it was about. Exactly, updating your values. To do that, first you must destroy your current values. That's destruction that Kisaragi sought to carry out. Was there a statement inside that asked you to come up with your own answer? I think it was just a bunch of Kisaragi's own thoughts. Maybe depending on the reader, it resonates differently? I thought his book was about his experience. How he was bashed by people who had a prejudiced view of occult otakus based on only half-truths. Hold on, why is this talking about otakus? I feel like Fujiwara-san said something about that on the occult tour too. Oh, because along with teaching at uni, Kisaragi was an occult researcher. That's why people thought of him as an otaku. Half-truths, then they were true. Now they're just starting to fight. The worse the info, the more attention. Leads to reactions, which leads to a sense of superiority. People have a terrible habit of focusing on that. This is the short-sighted society that needs to be destroyed. People saying GR. Feels like they're trying to accomplish something. For Kisaragi, right? Looks to me like they're speaking out in the name of Kisaragi, who couldn't accomplish his goal by himself. Alright. That's it for our research. We're getting there. That's all we can get for now. Went down the Kisaragi rabbit hole at the end. Looking into the Zimmers leads to his name showing up a lot in GR. How was it looking into the Doppelganger myth? You get a basic idea? Yeah, I picked up a lot of weird info. Oh, goodness. Almost to Kurosawa's place. Hope he's doing okay. Well, the Doppelganger first showed up at the CEO's office, but the secretary was fine. There are many theories around the Doppelganger myth itself. I'm not too sure if meeting one actually kills you. You're right, yeah. Phew, calming down a bit. I'll do my best with today's investigation. Alrighty. Hello, Urban Myth Dissolution Center here. Ah, thanks for coming. You alright, Kurosawa-san? We heard that you're... Yes, the Doppelganger. Showed up and I saw it myself. Its eyes were inhuman, but looked like me otherwise. Did it attack you or anything? Nothing like that. But it happened very quickly. Before I knew it, the thing had left the house. You called the police? It's a pretty ridiculous story, so... Making a fuss would damage my company's reputation. Anyway, kindly check what it was doing at my place. You were being so sus about this. We have a housekeeper and she saw it too. Please talk to her, and also... Hey you aren't done talking yet, huh? Where are these chicks? Bringing over girls in broad daylight? They're here for business, this is work, so give us a moment. Are you okay? You received some messages, supposedly from me, that I have no memory of. Messages asked for various things about my room. Appreciate if you could look into that. Anyway, I'll let you investigate. Understood. Yeah, it said the Doppelganger couldn't talk to you, but messages may be on the table? Let's look with the glasses first. See two shadows. Could they be Kurosawa-san and the Doppelganger? So I'm seeing their shadows overlapping from when they came home last night? They really look alike when compared like this. I can somehow tell which one is the Doppelganger. I wonder why. And again, the Doppelganger shadow, it really does seem like it's watching me. It's supposed to be just a trace. How is it doing this? Reminds me, need to check with the housekeeper about what the Doppelganger did. Yeah. Okay, so we got that info. And we have this. Hydrate? Thank you. It is important when I have to read so much text and voice act and stuff. Okay. Observe. Shadow is the Doppelganger. It looks different somehow. It's near the computer, but what is it doing? Can't make out exactly what he's doing with his hands. Looks like he's taking something out or away from the computer? Should figure out what could have been around the computer. You're looking at a safe. Shadow, it's different from the usual ones. This must be the Doppelganger. Is it trying to do something to the safe? Shadow seems to be looking at me and laughing? Too scary. I should check for traces of the safe being tampered with. Okay, I'll come back here and talk to... First Jasmine. Alright, let's get started. What do you think? Jasmine, how do you feel about this? Kurosawa ran into his Doppelganger pretty quick. He was really calm. Kind of fishy if you ask me. Fishy? I want to keep an eye on what the dude says and does. About the investigation. The drill, yeah? Drill. Maybe? Talk to each witness, contain their claims, figuring out the Doppelganger's actions and motives. You got this. Yeah. Observe. Series of trophies and awards. Oh my god, you have a YouTube play button? So many of them. Kurosawa-san must be really talented. That's straight up a YouTube play button. Prefectural Junior High Kendo Tournament, 10th place. High School Speech Contest, Judges Award, silver medal. Business Idea Contest, college category, 2nd place. Kurosawa-san was a high achiever since his school days. Japan Corporate Excellence Award, Information Technology, UTech Priority. Silver Award, 100k subscribers, 5 Society. Yup, that's the silver play button. Gold Award, 1 million. Incredible. Yup. Observe. Photo of Kurosawa-san. Might be from a while ago. He looks a bit different now. Some writing on the trophy he's holding. National College Debate Contest, 1st place, Inugami University Debate Club. Wow, winning this is amazing, but also, Inugami? That's my uni. So Kurosawa went there too. Yeah, they mentioned he was like the head of a big group of streamers before he became, like a CEO of a tech company earlier, so. I assumed he was like pretty big on the streaming department, but I didn't think it'd be 1 million. That's a ton. Excuse me, we're from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Can I talk to you for a minute? Urban Myth Dissolution Center? I'm kind of nervous. Oh yes, Mr. Kurosawa mentioned you. If I can be of any help, my name's Honda. I work as a housekeeper here. About yesterday. Can I ask what happened yesterday? Somebody looked just like Kurosawa-san came here? Someone just like him. Just even thought. It was around 8 o'clock last night. Mr. Kurosawa came home and immediately went to his room. He was preparing his dinner when I heard the entrance open again. When he looked out, and Mr. Kurosawa was standing there. I think I told him I thought he had already come home. What did Kurosawa-san do? Went to his room, then after that I heard him yelling. Yelling? Like, ah, when someone's surprised. Mr. Kurosawa came out of his room immediately afterwards. And another Mr. Kurosawa followed him out shortly after. By that time, the first Kurosawa had disappeared into thin air. Couldn't believe my eyes. Let's see. That was the room. Did you look inside Kurosawa-san's room? I'm only in charge of cleaning for all the other rooms. I was told Mr. Kurosawa's room had various things he can't show anyone else. When I first came here as housekeeper, I was told that entering Mr. Kurosawa's room is strictly forbidden. I see. Since when did you work here? Honda-san, when did you start working here? You seem accustomed. When did I start? It's really intense. Is it just me? Been a housekeeper for a long while, but I started working here recently. Oh, really? I'm old, but still need to pay my bills, you see. Could do with a little raise if you catch my drift. Or would Mr. Kurosawa fire me if he heard this? He's a CEO of a tech company that's publicly traded, and he doesn't pay you enough for you to be happy? Holy shit. I mean, I already knew he was a piece of shit, but my god. She doesn't seem to be kidding at all. Did you talk with the doppelganger? Just checking. Did you speak in any way with the first Kurosawa-san that came home? Anyway. As in, did you talk at all? She reacted as usual, I believe. Greeted him with a welcome home. He gave me a small nod and headed to his room. So you didn't have a conversation. Understood, thank you. The first Kurosawa probably was the doppelganger. The one that yelled wasn't the doppelganger. We have an idea of the doppelganger's actions, but what is its goal? Did you notice anything unusual or peculiar about the Kurosawa-san who came home first? Peculiar? Yes. Can't imagine that the first Mr. Kurosawa I saw might be someone else. As far as I could tell, it most certainly was the Mr. Kurosawa I know. See, thank you. The same face. Housekeeper, housepeeper. I need notes on the people I met. Honda-san works as a housekeeper at Kurosawa-san's place. When did she say she started working here? A few years ago. A few years ago, or was it? She does seem like a veteran housekeeper. Since the childhood? For someone who's been around since childhood, I don't feel like there's much trust. Wait, was it just recently? I thought you said it'd been a bit. Oh, okay. Wonder if Kurosawa-san tends to overwork his staff. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I should have remembered that. My brain is failing me. She takes care to inform her employer when preparing meals or handling other tasks. After seeing her, Kurosawa return home one day, she saw him come home a second time. Already looked at those. Excuse me, just a moment of your time, please? Who the heck are you anyway? I might be able to help in some way. Huh? Here from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Did you not even tell your paramour, I'm guessing, what's going on? I'm from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. What the heck is that, eh? There's something strange happening around Kurosawa-san recently. Seems someone who looks just like him is up to no good. This is serious talk, that's pretty laughable. It's true, that was evidence of that intruder in the CEO office. And I saw it too, where it's shadow, so we're pretty sure it's real. Sheesh, it's a reality show or something? Your name? Could we ask you your name? Aika, his girlfriend. What he's doing inviting girls to this place anyway. We did this before too, and we had a huge fight, and I haven't forgiven him yet. Just here for work, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. You're weird. What was your name again? Zami Fukurai. Okay then, Zamzam, what you need? Zamzam? Aika-san, strange things have been happening around Kurosawa recently. We're worried about Kurosawa-san's safety. Maybe he could be in danger too. Oh, wait, that's so not funny. Wait, are you serious? Very serious. It's a doppelganger. Kurosawa-san might have told you... The messages you received were probably from his doppelganger. Huh? Those nonsense texts he sent me the other day? Weren't from Yo-Yo on booze, but from someone else? I believe so, yeah. Did you talk to them? I'd like to ask you something else. What? You ever talk to him over the phone directly? Nah, nope, just those DMs. See, just those messages. Maybe it's true that doppelgangers don't talk. Doppelgangers don't talk. Details on what happened. Can you tell us in detail what you experienced? A few days ago, Yo-Yo DMs me. First I thought, who the heck is this? He usually calls, but hey. See, it was from Kurosawa-san's actual account. Hey Aika, remember when you came to my place? Is this it? Looks like he was asking something? That's super creepy. Got on my nerves after a while, so I deleted most of it. Ah, that explains it. What was he asking you about? Like something about that hard drive in Yuya's room? Hard drive? I asked him about it too. Said something about a black box, like drive or whatever. I said, how should I know about that? It's your room, don't ask me. Yeah, true. Right? So I figured something was up and came to check. Those DMs were from an imposter? I don't get what's going on. I'll recheck with Kurosawa about this. So you might have some sus shit about your company in there. Stunner girlfriend. Need notes on the people I met. Aika-san is Kurosawa-san's girlfriend and was at his place when we arrived. Why was it that she suddenly came to Sir Kurosawa-san's place? Because of messages from an imposter. Yeah, she received fake messages from his hacked account, so she came over to check. Surprised that someone could hack Kurosawa-san's account. Can't be easy. What kind of super hacker could pull that off? I mean, social engineering is quite strong. Kurosawa-san's girlfriend. She has a strong personality and I'm a bit intimidated by her. She receives strange DMs even though they usually don't talk through messages. Observe? Trash can? Is this your streaming setup? Monday and everyday trash can. It's pretty packed. What's this? Photo crumpled and rolled up. It's the same photo as the one on display? Oh, it's longer sideways. Wait, this person on the right. Satomu Kisaragi? Wait, why would Kurosawa-san be in a photo with Dr. Kisaragi? I need to ask Kurosawa-san. I wonder if, what if we're barreling towards a situation where this is not a doppelganger and you just have a twin who is trying to bring down your company? But you would know, so you wouldn't have freaked out when you saw them. The computer is huge. Lots of glowing lights. Is this one of those gaming rigs? I got the RGB. I think the doppelganger was fiddling with this. The USB? USB cable dangling here, but nothing connected. We're getting like no information right now, by the way. For this part. Like no clues. We still have 0 clues, it says. Which feels weird, because it feels like we've gotten a few. I didn't think the doppelganger would try to contact Aika. Briefed my housekeeper, so kindly talk to both of them. Understood. About yesterday. Excuse me. You ask about what happened yesterday? Oh, yeah, sure. When I got home last night, the housekeeper looked at me funny and said she thought I'd already come. I had no idea what she meant, but when I came to this room, the doppelganger was there? Exactly. looked just like me. Except the eyes, they were just sockets without eyeballs in them. I just stood there in shock and he took off. I see. Anything unusual since then? Like a massive headache or something? You thinking I might die because I met my doppelganger? Oh, you know about that? Nothing seems wrong with my health. That reminds me, you met my secretary yesterday, right? Kiyomoto-san, you mean? Yes, she seemed to have skipped work today without permission. Our HR tried to contact her, but she's not picking up. Huh? Our staff is looking for her. I'll let you know if I hear anything. Kiyomoto-san has met the doppelgangers, so... Is this because of the doppelganger too? Uh-oh. Secretary unresponsive. About the messages that Aika-san received. Oh yeah, those. Weren't from you, right? Of course not. My account got hacked, it happens. I've taken measures to fix the situation. See, so does that mean the doppelganger was using your account? Don't know who the culprit was, but this is embarrassing as a tech company CEO. Yeah, I mean that would be a reason you wouldn't want it to get out. Your IT support company for other companies, CEO getting their account hacked is not the publicity you want. Kurosawa-san, did you know Satomu Kisaragi? Why all of a sudden? Well, I found a photo of you with Dr. Kisaragi in your trash can. Is that from when you were a student? Well, yes. He was the advisor for a sports team I was in back in uni. So that's why. But what does that have to do with this case? And why are you even searching through my garbage? I never asked you to do that. Alright, sorry. Thought I'd thrown away all those photos. Why was the photo in the garbage? Why was it? Your guess is as good as mine. I noticed it lying around. I think that you dig that up. It was lying around? So it wasn't Kurosawa-san or the housekeeper. Did the doppelganger leave it there? Why would it do that? Takes a tech CEO to have such a huge safe at home. The doppelganger was after something, this must be it. Doppelganger was staring at the safe. Is anything stolen? Should check with the housekeeper Honda-san whether the doppelganger had anything in his hands. Should also ask Kurosawa-san to check the contents of his safe. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. Have you noticed whether anything was stolen? And did you check the contents of your safe? I haven't checked thoroughly, so that is a possibility. The safe is huge and stands out, so you might want to make sure. Indeed. Actually, I'm a bit busy right now, so could you check the safe yourself? What? Me? Yes, please. I should have contact watches and some gold in there. Combination is 5666. Please go ahead. Whoa, that is wild. To just have someone check your safe? Understood? Is that careless of him, or does he have a reason? That seems weird to want me to do it. Like, that's odd. You just want to see me bend over or something? You're staring right at me. Really safe to open this? Let's see, 5666. It's open. How will I know if everything is in here? That's also a terrible combination that would be super easy to brute force. Huh. Very odd considering how distrusting he was on the first day. Yeah. Contacts, watches, contracts, watches, actual gold bars. Guess nothing has been stolen? Nothing stolen. Doppelganger's goal. Need to think things over. Doppelganger who appeared at the CEO's office showed up at Kurosawa-san's place as well. Entered Kurosawa-san's room, maybe to lie in wait for Kurosawa-san himself? Kurosawa-san did indeed encounter the doppelganger. Yet it could have waited for him anywhere, including the entrance. Which means there could have been a reason it was in Kurosawa-san's room. Doesn't seem to have touched any of the valuables. It sent messages to Aika-san too. Wonder what it was trying to do. The goal seems to have been to get the hard drive that was in Kurosawa's room connected to the cable. The goal seems to have been to get the hard drive that was in Kurosawa's room connected to the cable? Is that really so? The doppelganger seemed to be asking Aika. He's probably looking for something in that room. To get the hard drive... Connected to the... Oh, I just got these reversed. That was connected to the cable in Kurosawa-san's room. I just put them opposite. Yeah, there we go. So I was right, but... The goal seems to have been to get the hard drive that was connected to the cable. Yeah, that must be it. I'm not sure what an HDD is. Really? Judging from the messages Iko-san received, that must be it. Maybe we should ask Iko-san about what exactly an HDD looks like. I mean, it's just a drive. I mean, she might not know about that, to be fair. You still have an actual hard disk, huh? Where's your SSD, friends? You can't get SSDs? Hard drives fail more often. You don't want that, especially if you have important shit on there that you don't want to lose. Hell's wrong with you? I know you got the money for it. They're not even that expensive these days. Can I bother you again? What? Not done yet. Not the messages. Messages you received were probably sent by the Doppelganger. Kurosawa-san's account seems to have been hacked. Hacked? Yuya Kurosawa, CEO of a security company, getting hacked? Loser. Leafy would love this girl. That's what it seems like. Who exactly is that Doppel or whatever, an ex of Yuya's? Ex? It's more like a copy of the person? I don't get it. Isn't this dumb to ex trying to get back at Yuya or something? Well, I don't know for sure. Is this not an occult case, but an angry ex case? I mean, it would be weird if he was fucking someone that looks exactly like him. HDD. Not the HDD. Hey, I wouldn't know, okay? Yeah, but it would help to know what kind of shape it was. It was near the computer, connected with a cable, and around the size of a lunchbox. Oh, yeah. It was a black box with a sticker on it that said 5 or something. 5? Not sure about that, but might be it. Kurosawa-san might recognize that. We should check with him. By the way, do you know if any of Kurosawa-san's ex-girlfriends might know a lot about hard drive disks? How should I know? Of course, sorry. Okay. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. About the external. Do you know what about an HDD? The sticker with the number 5? Wait, he's really surprised? What about it? Seems like the Doppelganger's goal was to get that. What does hard drive just stand for, by the way? About the HDD? They're storage media. Can save large amounts of photos, music, or video. See, then it might have had something stored on it that the Doppelganger wanted, which is why it was stolen. Would the Urban Myth Dissolution Center be able to recover it for me? I can't say for sure, at least not immediately. Worst case, destroying the HDD works too. I'd appreciate it if you could prevent the contents from leaking out. Can't promise anything. Yeah, so they got blackmail on you. For sure, for sure. Okay. I need to ask you for the final clue. Can I talk to you? When the first Kurosawa came out, was he holding anything? Holding anything? A wad of bills or expensive-looking jewelry? Nah, don't remember him carrying anything of the sort. Me and Mr. Kurosawa's room had such things in it. I wouldn't know. And again, he wouldn't have that huge safe if he didn't. Huh? There's something wrong? Well, She's never been in the room. Why does she know about the safe? Oh, interesting, interesting. Yeah, she said she's never been in the room, but she knows the safe. So, figure out why the Doppelgangster came here? Doppelganger seems to have stolen a hard drive disk from Kurosawa-san's computer. HDD? Just the HDD without touching the gold bars or other valuables. Kurosawa-san even asked us to destroy it if we need to. Oh yeah, don't agree to it. Those requests lead to complaints later on. So it came for the HDD. I wonder what's inside. Also, Kiyomoto-san, the secretary, she skipped work without saying anything and isn't answering. Could she be... meaning someone's doppelganger bring death to others as well? Kurosawa-san said his staff is looking for her, but I hope nothing's happened. Kurosawa-san and Honda-san, the housekeeper, have both met the doppelganger. Yeah, might not be safe. I'll go grab the van, so tell Kurosawa and the housekeeper to be on their guard. Understood. Okay. Get some rest, Sami. We're on standby until Kurosawa updates us. Gotcha. Thank you, Jasmine. Bye. Am I good? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this isn't a good feeling. Walking around alone at night as a lady. And my heart's beating really quick. What is this place? It's dark but so loud. I don't want to see or hear. I'm scared. No, help me. That was way too loud. We should go somewhere quieter. Miss Zami. Miss Zami. Oh no. Director? Well, that's creepy. Hi. Hello. That's a good screenshot. You look like you have Minecraft TNT in your mouth. No. No. Okay, how we explain that one? Tommy, you awake? Yep. Dozing off again. Huh? What the? Oh, that was just a dream. Okay. Oh, I was just zoned out for a bit there. Stop falling asleep while we're talking. Kurosawa sent in this stupid request, so we need to get planning. Sorry, I had this weird dream? Anyway, you were saying that Doppelganger had actually shown up before the CEO office intrusion? Yep, turned up a week ago in the UTech HQ server room. Which makes 3 sightings. Server room, CEO's office, CEO's home. Sure gets around for an anomaly. By the way, we haven't heard from the director yet. Hope everything's okay. Looking like we might have to do the dissolution ourselves, eh? Practice manifesting the eye-opener and unlocking it. No idea what you're talking about. UTech HQ coming up. Time for investigator mode. Yes. Rise and shine. What a rude awakening. Kurosawa, you mentioned the doppelganger was here a week ago? Yeah, seems like it showed up in the server room. No reports of anything stolen or sabotaged so far. Can I ask what this room's for? This is our server room where we store important data for our clients. It's usually off-limit to external parties. My main concern is why the intruder targeted this server room. Since it's appeared in our buildings twice already, it may have hostile intentions toward our company. Hope you can find out why it came here. Understood. By the way, I asked you to look for the hard drive disk stolen from my home. Could you give me a status report? Actually our job is to investigate urban myths. Looking for stolen property is not quite what we... Well, it looks like our understanding of the request and your work aren't aligned. Well, you can't just expect us to do shit that we're not even trained for or didn't even sign up for, you asshat. Look, I understand you're CEO, so you're just expecting people to do whatever you say without any arguments, but I don't work for you, asshole. It's down to 3 degrees. Oof. It's definitely not quite that cold here. Hey, when did we agree to change our service plan? And you are? Just a part-time helper. If you have an additional request for lost property searches, I'll check with management. We're not in the position to make those kinds of decisions ourselves. Especially for this kind of pseudo-police work. Never know what might turn out illegal, really. I can write up a theft report for the police. Actually, we've had a lot of going on with these strange incidents. Please forget about the stolen item. We'll handle that ourselves. Yeah, you really don't want the police... What is on this hard drive that you don't want the police to see so bad? Like, I'm scared about what is on your hard drive, Kurosawa. The storm hasn't even arrived yet. Feels like -5. Woof. That's cozy cuddle-up weather. Continue investigating the urban myth element, if that works for you. Okay. The next time you get lippy, I'm just mentioning bringing this to the cops again, and you'll shut up. Please check with the server engineer and security guard about what happened here. Okay, we will. What a jerk. Thank you, Jasmine. Why did Kurosawa-san's tone change all of a sudden? Maybe those situations to me. Anyway, he's showing his true colors. Everybody needs a Jasmine. That'll handle that shit for you. You almost forced that responsibility on us. Let's move on. First, we need to know what happened. Next, why it came here specifically. Keep an eye out for what Kurosawa-san's up to while we investigate. Alright, 7 clues. Whoa, this is a giant one. Big. This shadow is probably Kurosawa. He looks different from the doppelganger. There's the doppelganger. Shadow which just looks just like Kurosawa. I'm starting to see the difference. This one must be the doppelganger. Staring at the server? It's looking this way and laughing? Scary. I wonder what this server is. The doppelganger seemed fixed on it. Shadow looks just like Kurosawa, but it's actually the doppelganger, I think. Yes, positive. Closer? Standing there all confident, like it's his own company. Even the security guard saw the doppelganger too, right? Sure did. Live stream Coco in a cozy spot. Thanks. Hey, that's the best combination, honestly. I mean, I don't know if my stream is included in that as the best combination, but Coco in a cozy spot, that is good stuff. It's just like Kurosawa-san. This one's the doppelganger. Seems to be doing something to the server. You know what it is? It has to be. I don't know if I would call my stream the best possible combination with Coco in a cozy spot. I think there's plenty of better things. Be wary around Kurosawa, okay? What do you think? Not the doppelganger that appeared in the server room. Any thoughts? Doppelganger, this one doesn't seem that supernatural. This one came for the server room. Stolen item from the CEO's place was a hard drive disk. Oh yeah, the card-like device it stole from the CEO office. Item stolen from the CEO office was some kind of device? All I heard was that it was red and card-like. Oh, guess I shouldn't assume then. Leads you're aware of? Not so sure. Might be something, but nah, not confident just yet. See, let me know if you figure out anything. Doppelganger must have a goal. It's like it's targeting something. Keep working this case, and it turns out the Illuminate cards are related. They are? Need a bit more info, Zami. Give me that info. On it. Alright. Wouldn't be here if it weren't. It's like you're reading us a story. Well, I'm glad it's enjoyable. Really sorry about earlier. Really sorry about earlier. Well, it's okay. Force of habit from the negotiation table. Okay. Yeah, maybe don't see everybody like that. Could you tell me about what happened here in detail? 1 week ago, late at night, the doppelganger showed up here, though nothing was taken. Please ask our server engineer and this room's security guard for specifics. I was out of the office working on something else, so I wasn't aware of what happened. Understood. I'll check with the engineer and security guard. By the way, what is it? Remember something? You have this special power, right? I seem to have lost my fountain pen when I came here this morning. Fountain pen? You're good at finding such things, aren't you? Well, kinda? Actually, a very special pin for me. Could you try looking for it? It was a gift from my father. Father? We should definitely try to find it. Exactly, would you mind? It should be in this room somewhere. I'll have a look. Are you just using this to try and bait me into being like, ah, so you can find the hard drive for me because you found this fountain pen that's important for me? About Kiyomoto. I wanted to ask about Kiyomoto-san? You mentioned she wasn't answering calls? Kiyomoto? Oh, my secretary. Yes, I've forgotten to mention this. We haven't been able to contact her. Yes, they tried to check on her home, but they couldn't find her, so she might be missing. Huh? Maybe that secretary job was physically demanding in some ways. Disappearing with no word or warning. I don't think that's what's going on. Meeting the doppelgangers of other people can kill you. That's pushing it a bit, no? I met mine 2 days ago, but nothing has happened. And that reminds me. Reminds you of what? It's just that our housekeeper didn't show up this morning and hasn't contacted us either. Housekeeper, Honda? Is she okay? Secretary Kiyomoto and now your housekeeper, Honda, both recently encountered your doppelganger. It's really strange that they're going missing like this. Well, actually, there are a lot of irresponsible people in the world. Why am I totally uninfected? Well, wouldn't worry too much about the doppelganger rumors. So, that wasn't why you requested the Center's help? I mean, you more so care about getting your hard drive back than dealing with all of this other stuff. Wonder why Jasmine assumed the red card was a device? I mean, I guess we had learned that in the other area, the doppelgangers specifically wanted the hard drive, so maybe she was thinking that there was another hard drive in the office that the doppelganger was after, but that doppelganger got a red card. My brain definitely feels very, very damaged right now for having to think all of this. I'm honestly surprised I managed to keep it together, because I was really close to canceling stream, but I was like, nah, I gotta stay awake anyway, let's do it. It's like a shelf for stowing connection cables and tools. Not a lot of stuff kept here. Hello. I'm from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Oh, hello, I'm Nakata. Handle UTech Priority Server Room, Admin and Maintenance. The servers, those large machines in the back? Yes, those shelves hold hundreds of servers and I'm in charge of them. See, makes sense. About your work. Can you tell me about your work? Work in UTech's server room? Didn't mean to skip that. I oversee and maintain the server hardware and also handle troubleshooting. Are you always here? Actually pretty new. Not always, though. I often do come down and handle things here. See, thank you. You're also new. All the people that are disappearing are also people that I've recently been employed by you. To recap what happened a week ago? That day I was handling our regular monthly server maintenance, among other things. So it was your monthly special day where the servers get their beauty time? I guess, yeah, something like that. CEO showed up during that time, a little past midnight. He came in and just... knowing I was busy at work, he just gave me a wave. Like, don't mind me, carry on or something? Yeah, exactly. So I was focusing on the maintenance process and other tasks. Is there anything unusual? Usual, let me think. Well, he acted just like the CEO usually does when we see him around the office. You know what exactly he was doing? That would be... no, I don't really know. Seemed to be working on something, but was gone when I looked up. Okay. Thanks for streaming. Yeah, no. Like I said, I wanted to do it, and I'm glad people appreciate it and everything. We'll see if my brain can survive to the end, because I don't know how much more the chapter has. Wow, these servers are almost a wall of their own. Wouldn't fit in my place. Wonder if folks working on their PCs need to have them at home. You know, I mean, you can have like a NAS, but... it's in a glass compartment with a solid-looking door and lock. Tight security. Doppelganger's shadow is looking at the server. I wonder what's stored in it. Maybe we should check with the engineer. What's in that server? Server with a lock. What's stored in it? We're thinking that maybe the doppelganger was aiming for the content of that server? Server's content? I can't tell you that due to the security protocols. Could, but I'd need permission from the CEO, so... Ace Engineer. Nakata-san is the engineer in charge of the server room. When the doppelganger showed up, what was he doing? Server maintenance. Strip rock, paper, scissors? I mean, that would be wild to be doing. He was working on a monthly server maintenance. Was it a coincidence that the doppelganger came on that day or not? Okay. Alright, let's go talk to you. From the Urban Myth Dissolution Center, may I talk to you? Yeah, I heard from the CEO. In a way here, security for the server room. Please ask me anything, yeah. That's your work. Yeah, I'm stuck sealing the kitchen floor with foam, and this is great accompaniment. Oh god, having to seal the kitchen floors. Ugh. Hey San, could you tell me about your job? Yeah, I'm in charge of security for UTech's server room. Handle important data such as personal information. Yep. I see. What happened a week ago? A week ago at midnight, we heard that someone came to the server room. Oh yeah, CEO's doppelganger? Yeah. Exactly. Did you tell me everything you saw at that time? I don't really understand this doppelganger thing. Someone who looks just like the CEO? Find that hard to believe, just like that, yep. Well, it sounds ridiculous, but we're sure an entity like that is out there. Things have been stolen from the CEO's office in Kurosawa-san's home. Yep. Okay, I'm stealing your thing. Do you have your caulk gun, Bugs? I still remember that video. Appreciate your help, especially to prevent any further incidents. Makes sense, yep. It was just past midnight on that day last week, I think. CEO just showed up like that, yep. Kurosawa-san usually come by at these hours? No. It's rare that he even comes to the server room. Server engineer Nakata was here too, yep. See, so what was Kurosawa-san doing here? Entered the server room and seemed to be doing something inside. Didn't see what. Alright, I see. Anything unusual? Well, it was just like his usual everyday self. He's here today as well, and even if you told me he was a doppelganger, I wouldn't know. No way I could tell. I see. One thing though, he was there one moment and gone the next. Should ask Nakata, our server engineer. He also met the CEO. Oh, I mean, no, met that doppelganger thing here, yep. Thank you. Reliable security guard. Inoue-san is the security guard in charge of the server room. He seems to have encountered the doppelganger, but around what time was it? Midnight? Yeah, around midnight. Inoue-san and Nakata-san were working late. At that hour, there weren't any other witnesses. Okay, well there's clearly one more we still have to get from somewhere. Probably another employee at the company. So about the servers. Is the big one the server, or the various pieces sticking out the servers? This server has glass doors but no locks. Okay, that's not super helpful. And there's nothing else to see here. Oh, so you know I'm caulking it by hand? I see. I see. I hope you've brushed up on your caulking technique. Kato-san? See the CEO's face? Get a closer look at Kurosawa-san's face when he appeared at midnight? Not too sure, but I did look at him when he entered his room. I think he was just the usual CEO. Same face. Yes, anything you need, let me know. Server's content. Server with a lock. What kind of data is stored in it? Did the doppelganger be trying to steal that info? Nakata-san mentioned the doppelganger was doing something to the server. Let's see. Just check with our server engineer about specifics. You can tell him I give you permission. Even if the doppelganger is indeed after the server's content, the data within is encrypted. And it should be safe? Yes, however I'm concerned that our engineer hadn't mentioned that so far. Why is that? All hands-on server processes are up to the team in charge, so I wouldn't be accessing anything directly myself. I see. Check with Nakata. You doubt your employees a whole lot. Kurosawa guy seems... keep an eye out too. Okay. Nakata? Yeah? Kurosawa-san said you're allowed to tell us about the server's content. Also, I think he's a bit worried about why you hadn't informed him that the doppelganger tampered with the server? What, me? Well, to be honest, I felt the CEO was acting strange. I asked him what he was doing, but he didn't even answer. Why didn't you say anything? So you did feel something was off? Yes, and to answer your question, that server is for government-related matters. It contains the National Police Agency's information system. National Police? Issues with that server tend to be complicated, so to be honest, I preferred not to cause any issues by speaking up. I see. Please, it's strictly off the record that it's for the police's information system, so it's not like I had any other intentions, I'm sorry. And either way, it takes special authentication to access it, so the intruder shouldn't have been able to extract any data. But that might have been the card that you were looking for in the desk, but that was a week ago? So in order to do anything with the server's content, you need to clear the authentication? That's right, so I bet the intruder probably got this far and then gave up and left, but then went and tried to get the identification from the office. Please pass that on to the CEO. Understood. I wonder if the server near the back wall is alright. The doppelganger was trying something on it. Maybe we should look through the glass? Okay. I thought there would be something there, but apparently I need the glasses for it. Okay, here we go. This doppelganger, what is it doing to the server? It's touching something, connecting a cable? Wait, is that even safe? Should I worry? Okay, connecting a cable to the server. Uh-huh. Nothing to say there. Nothing to say there. Anything new to notice here? Seems no. Maybe I look at it again. Okay, here we go. Server had neither a door or a lock, so it just opens up. Doppelganger was connecting a cable to this and doing something. I need to let the server engineer... Okay, see, now that I thought I would have had that information from examining it with the glasses. That's why I came back and tried to talk to you. Warning about the server in the back. Excuse me, about the server in the back? The doppelganger might have been targeting this server in the back of the room. Seems to have connected a cable to it and then did something. Did it steal some important data? Server in the back? You mean one without a lock? Server in the back isn't being used yet. We'll be setting up a structure and getting it ready for actual use. Oh, so there's no data? Yeah, it's totally empty. It's not even connected to the internet, so there's nothing that can be done with it. Doppelganger snuck into the server room to steal important data, but didn't find anything, so gave up? That feels off. Maybe I should ask Jasmine. Oops. Like the doppelganger is looking into things related to police makes me think it's connected to the cult somehow, and it's to help plan for the execution of the Great Reset. I could see that because all of the current things that we've been doing have been connected to the Zimmers and the Great Reset in some way, especially since the cards have been showing up and we already know there's one here. But there might be a specific reason that they're trying to pin some of this on Kurosawa in particular. Kurosawa guy, yeah. Need to discuss. So we know quite a bit more, but also quite a bit less. Which means Doppelganger came to the server room, but it seems it slipped away without taking anything. But in this room there's one server, which sounds like an obvious target. Say what? Well, you see... Why are you whispering? The server contains the National Police's information system. National Police? Shh! Nothing seems to have been wiped from the server, yeah? Seems the police info system needs special authentication. Authentication, so a password. And it left this room for now, at least. For now? Ultra top secret info! More and more confused about the doppelganger's goals. Actually, Zami, I think I might have an idea. Question is, what type of data from the National Police is stored there? Well, is there a way to find out? I think Kurosawa's taking a peek at the content. Gotta find a way to make him spill the beans. Oh, wow. Kurosawa's feigning calm, but is obsessed with whatever is taken. And again, he's not just going to tell us. It's a matter of what could we tell him that would make him talk? Gotcha, I'll think about it. What data is the anomaly after? Let's think things through. National Police's secret information stored on E-Tech's server. Jasmine thinks Kurosawa's peeked at the content. Is there anything you're unsure of? I think it's going to be hard to get him to talk. Kurosawa-san has been hiding various pieces of information from us. We can make him believe that we are partially aware of the truth and are in a position to help him. We may be able to get past his emotional barrier. Doppelganger is clearly sneaking in to steal the National Police's data. It's acting in ways that Anomaly wouldn't. Is there some kind of hint there? What could we say to catch Kurosawa-san off guard? Jasmine a coworker or buddy? Coworker. She like basically handles like driving us around to the different sites and stuff. Also roommate. I ship them. The doppelganger, maybe a Zimmer who is trying to cover up an oversight, plot a terrorist attack, frame a subordinate. Plot a terrorist attack? Yeah. Doppelganger may be a Zimmer who's trying to plot a terrorist attack. It's just a thought, but putting aside whether Doppelganger is an anomaly or not, if we hypothesize it's a Zimmer working towards a goal, things start making sense. There's a huge slip-up by Kurosawa-san's company, but he'd probably tell us if it would stop a terrorist attack. We could possibly ask Kurosawa-san outright, but that's kind of scary. Should check with Jasmine. Kurosawa guy seems... yeah. Just a thought about the entity we've been calling the Doppelganger. Could it be a Zimmer trying to make things look like it's a Doppelganger? Think so too? They snuck in here a week ago to snatch national police info for their terrorist plans. They failed and realized they need a red card-like device for the heist. So they stole it from the CEO's office or something like that. They need a device to steal the data. How do you know this? Sami, just trust me on this one. Go pressure Kurosawa a bit. If he won't talk, just mention that device and he should tell you everything. Okay. I feel like we should pressure you on that a little, but yeah. Everything you need? I mean, it's a pretty obvious conclusion to come to, but... Kurosawa, about the content of the server that the Doppelganger tried to hack? Can't really tell you much. Could you just focus on the intruder's motive? What if the intruder was a Zimmer? They've been carrying out terrorist attacks. They laid hands on the information, you don't know what they might do. What exactly is this top secret info about? Let's slow down a bit. As I mentioned earlier, nothing was taken. And you may have heard, but even if they had tried to access the server, special authentication is needed to retrieve the data. One that they could have gotten from your office? Oh, but the red card-like device was stolen from your office, wasn't it? Isn't that a huge concern? I didn't think you'd find out this much. The information in that server is related to VIP protection. Okay. VIP protection? Info related to security measures for political figures and leaders from within Japan, and also for VIPs visiting from overseas. Security is a growing concern. In the Zimmer terrorist activities that we see in the news? So Zimmers could plan terrorist attacks with that information? Yeah, targeting key political targets? Yes, which is why I was hoping you could figure out who the thief is. And again, you got me. I guess I underestimated you. I'm reading this as if we brought up a real zinger. Should update Jasmine. Kurosawa guy, yeah. Jasmine, we know what's in the server. Okay, you don't look good. It's got info on VIP protection. Intruder came to the server room was trying to access VIP protection info. Just like you suggested, I mentioned the device and he told me. Okay. If it's a Zimmer, then they're definitely planning out the steps toward their goal. This means the Zimmers have full access to security information on the VIPs, right? Got it. This could be really bad. Yeah, that's terrifying. What else do I need? Frankly, I don't know. Talk to you? Nope. Nope. And nope. You? Nope. Ah, this? Yes, definitely Kurosawa-san himself, not the Doppelganger. Looks like he's placing something on the shelf. Maybe you put the pin here and forgot about it? Oh yeah, the pin. Forgot about that. Wow, you're standing right beside where it was. Shadow was around here. There it is, an expensive looking fountain pen. Why would he put it here of all places? Did he hide it on purpose? Anyway, let's give it back. Here you go. We're still looking into the intruder's motive, but here's your pin. It was on the tool shelf. Ah. Power of yours, it's real. This should work then. Yep, that was your plan. Just talking to myself. Please carry on with your investigation. Alright, you little shit. Jasmine, does the situation look hopeless? Well, the Doppelganger's probably been after Kurosawa's data for a while. The server contained national police info on VIP protection. Does Zimmers do this to plan terrorist attacks? Police are in danger, but we are too, now that we know. I realize the center's involved. The Zimmers may label us as threats and actively target us. Oh no, even if we aren't doing anything? Figured out their plans, that's reason enough for them to come after us. This means the boss man's silence is a concern too. A word in a while, let's hope it's not because of the Zimmers. Do you think the director is okay? Bossman's a resourceful one, so I'm not that worried. Either way, the Zimmers have probably already achieved their goal. Now it's up to how we and the police follow up. Let's see. Let's stop here for the day. Tell them bye and head home. Yeah. Possibly imagining an observation, but I think spirits you haven't fully examined are a brighter red. Is that something? I didn't even notice. The problem is sometimes like they'll just add stuff randomly and it'll be like, do you have to examine it in the other world or this world? So it's sometimes hard to pin down what exactly you need to look at to get the info you need, even if it seems obvious. Having that stolen really messes with our plans. Red device too. And again, that girl's power. Could be useful. Yep, you were just looking to prove that my power was a thing. I really hope the director's okay. Assuming Jasmine's right, I wonder what the director's doing. Another pile of books. Researching something, I guess? Occult Fundamentals for Dummies. Alien Abduction Techniques, Past and Present. The World Without Satomu Kisaragi. Spice up your occultic fun. The Book of the Dead, according to Satomu Kisaragi. Necronomicon. These are all books by Kisaragi, and there's something else. A memo by the director? Server room, CEO, office, Kurosawa home. Last line reads, Kurosawa Seiji? The Doppelgangers' movements seen with that vision? Yep, it's time for me to go meet Jasmine. Okay, let's get started. You word from the boss man? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Seems really busy. Did find a memo listing the places we investigated. Last line read Seiji Kurosawa. Give me a watch for that vision, huh? Could throw us a tip or two at least. Anyway, Seiji Kurosawa is Yuya Kurosawa's father. We'll be heading to Seiji Kurosawa's home, their estate. Doppelguy showed up there. You know Kurosawa's family home? Yep, the boss man had that name written down. There must have been some clue. Seiji. CEO guy had some serious lineage. Who exactly is Seiji Kurosawa? Again? How do you not hear about things? Looking him up online will give you an idea. Understood. Alright, time for more of this. I wonder if the Kurosawa estate might be hiding something. Something that the Doppelganger and Zimmers both want. Info stored in the server room? Maybe not, since it's top secret. What a mess if that had leaked. Anyway, I'll go ahead and look up Seiji. Sure that Director Kurosawa's son is Yuya Kurosawa, the CEO of UTech? I bet you he's leaving management up to someone else and just playing around. Means Seiji. You're looking up Seiji-san, but info on his son came up. Father's a big shot and the son makes a lot of money, so I'm sure a lot of people envy him. Which one gets more attention? Wait, there's a reaction to Yuya? Just looking up Director Kurosawa will probably lead to more like this. Try using keywords to narrow down the search. UTech has ties with big companies in the government, so it's set for the next several years at the very least. Must be nice to have parents in high places. Must be nice not having to work that hard, yeah. No idea how he's pulling it off as the CEO of a tech company. A company like that getting contracts with the government? We're doomed. Doomed, are we really? Plenty of people saying that kind of thing, ignore them. Big shot? Yeah, I want to be a big shot. Heard he's the real deal when it comes to skill, though his business manners are something else. He'll take on work even with questionable morals. I guess you don't really have to watch your back when your parents have power. Sounds like he has the business skills. No normals. Are you winning, gender non-specific child? Yeah, I think I'm surviving and doing okay. Thanks for the sub, Dola. Appreciate it. That's how it goes in business. There's no place for morals. Granted, maybe that's more of an overseas perspective. That wouldn't work in Japan. Really? You say that those who succeed in business tend to be psychopaths? I can kind of see that. UTech Priority was started only 7 years ago. Are there any other cases of companies growing so quickly? I tell if people are saying good things about him or not. Reputation seems mixed. Isn't he a guy born into wealth? Clearly his parents hooked him up. Parents hooked him up. It seems to come up a lot. I don't think that's the only factor in this, so I'm sure those connections help a lot. Upper class citizens can get away with anything. Should that really be allowed? Totally not. Plenty of people think they can, though. Kurosawa's father, Seiji, is the security director of the National Police Agency. As a parent, Director Seiji Kurosawa probably just wants to protect his precious only son. Wow, so you straight up probably gave this government contract to your son, and that's why you have it. How high of a rank is the security director of the National Police Agency? The very top. There are a bunch of different departments, but he's above them all. That's fascinating. The action. We should look into this. Yeah, he's a powerful person. We don't want to offend him. Let's look him up in advance. Hey, Oodles. Thanks for the raid. You finished. You beat RV there yet? That's sick. That's super cool. Congrats. I hope you backed up the RV with your little remote very, very well. Another game beaten by Oodles, indeed. There we go. I was a good winch, yeah? The best winch around. Yeah, director. Big Boy's daddy is the police director. Explains why UTEC's priority head office is in Toranomon. What do they mean by that? Yes, they mean because the National Police Agency is near Toranomon. Yuya Kurosawa is untouchable. His dad is the director of security. That means his face alone can get him places in government offices, and then daddy can cover up scandals. Can you really cover up problems like that? Cover up, huh? Who knows? Not sure, but people do love their scandals. People do indeed. There's a reaction to scandals. People really seem to expect them. Alright. Yuya and scandals. Yuya Kurosawa had a few scandals during his streamer days, but he turned a new leaf after starting UTEC. He was up to no good when he was younger? Still young, though. Heard he's on his best behavior even at hostess bars and clubs. People really can change. He hasn't had a single scandal since becoming UTEC's CEO. His best behavior? Guess that means he isn't a violent drunk. Total opposite of Beauty Jun. Yeah, really. Maybe the daddy to cover things up? Yeah, especially when he's the leader of the national police. Or they're just covering up all the scandals. That's easy work for the head of police, right? Is it easy to cover up scandals? Can't be that easy. Yu's always been good at getting away with things. Getting away with things? Why does this person know that? Maybe they know him personally? Hard to believe, though. If he was a streamer, I feel like Yuya didn't have as many scandals as others. Is that so? Let's see, maybe he's the type who's careful about these things. If you ask the staff at restaurants he goes to, everyone has a good impression. Like, he's very humble and sweet. So there are good impressions. It's only a few moments of interaction. Impressions can be from all over the place. Don't know which high-rise the Kurosawas live in, but I wish fake policemen would show up and sweat them dry. Kurosawa-san doesn't live in a high-rise, does he? People just like to make things up. Fake police are also an urban myth. I think the story goes they show up in women's homes. What? Excuse me, I just need to ask you a few questions. There was a murder in this apartment building last night. Did you notice anything out of order? Police officer asked us over the intercom screen. If you had seen a suspicious man last night, would you tell him? Let me tell you a story about a certain woman. She came home late at night and passed a suspicious man in the alley. The next day, a police officer asked her if she saw anyone suspicious last night. A few days later, the TV news reported a murder in the woman's apartment and that the murderer has been caught. A chill ran down the woman's spine when she saw the news. The murderer was the police officer she had seen on the intercom. The man remembered her from a previous encounter and came dressed as a policeman that day to seek out anyone who had seen him. I don't dare to guess what would have happened if she had told the truth. If I were in that woman's shoes, I don't think I'd have been able to keep my composure. Missed a shout out, was wrist deep in silicone? No, I knew you were busy, that's why I just went ahead and did it. I didn't want to bother you. Got a good eye for people, and I can tell you this. That man is a narcissist. His personality is complete trash. One look at him, and I know that man's trouble. But just looking at him? That's not really something you can tell from a single look. Too many... Also, the sentence "I was wrist deep in silicone" is a sentence. Seiji Kurosawa rose to the role of director of the National Police Security Bureau without a single scandal, right? I expect no less from a career civil servant. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me, Oodles. Kurosawa-san's father seems really impressive. Yeah, he is. Non-career civil servants are out on the street protecting the people, while these career track elites kick back and chat with reporters. These guys should get out there too. Non-career civil servants. One's not aiming for politics or more, out following leads or talking to victims. Must be nice to be on the career path. I've seen that kind of thing in cop TV shows. What exactly does the director of the National Police Security Bureau even do? Good point, what do they do? How would I know? I've never seen one. I set you up for a silicon caulk joke, but you alas missed it? Oh yeah, my brain's not smart enough for that. Especially not right now. I'm not good at taking layups. They're like security guards to VIPs. There's been a bunch of weird stuff involving the occult lately, right? Their job is to make sure that people don't do stupid stuff like that. Since the Zimmers are doing terrorist attacks, must be rough. There's TMD when I need him. Yeah, TMD would get it. If Zimmers calls another bombing, then it's Director Kurosawa that will be held responsible. VIP security information? Looks like they're facing pretty serious situations. It would be quite a scandal if that happened. If anything, the Zimmers would be targeting Director Kurosawa. See, that could be possible. We're honestly entertaining the idea. Judging by Zimmer activity, it would be strange for them to suddenly target the director, even if they want the information on VIPs protected by the Bureau. Information on the VIPs they're protecting. This person has really thought this through. We'll seriously need to stop speculating. I wonder what else the Zimmers might do. Everyone's eyes are on Zimmer activity. What kind of possibilities are they debating? Getting depressed just thinking about it. Zimmer activity. Scandals? There we go. Following the recent arrest of members of the Zimmer terrorist group, Seiji Kurosawa, director of the National Police Security Bureau, announced a plan to bolster VIP protection measures. What might the Zimmers' next move be? Kurosawa-san's father is in the news. Strengthening on high security. Yep. Zimmers are scary. I don't get it. Occult fans are so twisted. There's that Kisaragi guy too. Next thing we know, the Urban Myth Dissolution Center will become terrorists too. What? They're talking about us? That person sounds way too scared. Protecting high-profile people, so it's only the rich and famous who are afforded protections. Surely there's more you can do to fight you can be doing to fight terrorism. More that can be done. I get what they're saying, but it's also important to protect high-profile targets. There's a bomb threat in the city. Politicians who just escaped to underground shelters. What's the average citizen supposed to do? Underground shelters, like the underground facility we were at recently? Underground bomb shelters are just an urban myth. I mean, it's not an urban myth that the rich and everything are building bunkers to protect themselves from potential climate apocalypses that they're causing. I heard that there's a special team within the National Police Agency Security Bureau staffed by immortal cops developed by the former Japanese army specifically to take on extremists like the Zimmers. Huh. Immortal soldiers? Yeah, right. Cold-brained people will find any excuse to lash out. That Urban Myth Dissolution Center and the ones who follow them are just potential terrorists. How could they? We never even think about doing that. Some people just act like they know it all. I always told those people the Urban Myth Dissolution Center were just ticking time bombs. Only extremists look into such dark subjects. I don't think that's true at all. Looks like we have our own army of haters. Looks like it. They're lumping us in. Our own survival of devastation and judgment all lies on Seiji Kurosawa's shoulders or something like that? Okay, fine. Trust cops. Go for it. See how that works out. Anyone who can save us from destruction is Kurosawa-san's father? Put money on us over Kurosawa's dad. Nostradamus' great prophecy didn't come true, so I don't think the occultists will actually follow through with their bomb threats. Either way, we can only wait and hope the police do their best. Yet, there's still people trying to follow through. Most people never consider that a terrorist attack could affect them personally. Zimmers, all those super supporters of Kisaragi? I bet you Seiji Kurosawa and the police never expected to have to deal with them now. So many Zima users are Kisaragi supporters? We often talk about him. Kisaragi's book is a must-read. I mean, I thought we definitely knew that already. We've heard that like a billion times at this point. No doubt that terrorist equals weird occult fans equals Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Kisaragi was a criminal too, so that clearly means that the Urban Myth Dissolution Center equals criminals. What a stupid jackass. Why do they say that? We took them to court. We've been a defamation case hands down. Haters really are coming at us. What's going on? Center's bad reputation. Did the director do something? Did I get all the things from here? Zimmer activity with Yuya? Aha. It's always the red card profile pic guy who spouts the most BS. I know. It's true. They really nailed the kind of person that would just go online and say those things. They would definitely have a picture of their car or their, like, fucking dog. They're also the same people that talk about how they have no luck on dating apps because women don't like their politics and they can't look past that. Seiji Kurosawa, director of the National Police Security Bureau, is a big name among the elite career civil servants. Never thought he was Yuya Kurosawa's father, though. You're civil servants. I mean civil servants with the most power. Okay. There's more to read here, though. Which means UTech Priority shares the same connections with Kurosawa, like how politicians also divert public funds to their family business. Is that really true? Who knows, but by the looks of it, his father's influence probably helps with getting work. No cap. I found evidence that director Seiji Kurosawa outsources National Police Agency cases to his son's company, UTech Priority. Take a look. Wait, what? This is evidence? No, how could this be evidence? It's just some random paper used to make it look like he does. In a defense of all women, I wouldn't date anyone who had shit politics. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, that's the kind of person that would say that, is the person that has the cars and the dog pictures. Nobody should be wasting fucking time on these stupid idiots. Make them lonely and depressed as possible, and then they realize, oh hey, maybe it's me that's wrong instead of me blaming women all the time because I'm a lonely, stupid idiot. Wouldn't this normally be considered a conflict of interest? But politicians and others in power are good at hiding their tracks. Is that breaking the law? This means there's also ways they can evade the law. This is how all the money ends up staying within the upper class. Nothing trickles down. These systems have been in place for how many years now? We need to dismantle them now. Great reset. It has been this person. They do give Zimmer vibes. That's the issue with Anon accounts. Can't prove anything. Reject bad dick. I laughed out loud just writing that. Yeah. I mean, it's true. More people need to do that. Seiji Kurosawa was up there in age when his only son came along. Of course he'd do all he could to support his son starting a company, even if he did a few bad things. Police wouldn't do bad things, would they? Oh, Azami. Oh, Azami. Of course not. No, they wouldn't. No. The police! Prioritizing your family business is deemed wrong in society, but if you had that power, I bet you'd do it too. Really? Would you? You were to go work for the government and work your way up the ranks. Wouldn't you want to find a way to work with me and Bossman again? Put it like that. You could avoid that question with a smile, then you make a good politician. Country is falling apart because of people like that at the top. How long has this been going on? Kurosawa and his son should be punished. Is that how it is? It means necessary. That's a Zimmer-like statement. Kurosawa is funneling public money into his son's business. That's an issue, but there's no proof. Alright. Legally speaking, as long as he isn't vastly overpaying, they're in the clear. Even so, that wouldn't look great. The father at the head of the police and the son's company getting government work, it's highly probable that's what they're up to. Highly probable? Almost completely certain. Okay. Why is the center getting haters? What's going on? Might mean people are starting to believe the Zimmer terrorist attacks? Why would they do something like this? The terrorists trying to carry out devastation and judgment. Everyone's scared and confused. They look for a familiar scapegoat they can reach. They jump to conclusions on whose fault it is? Human nature. Wouldn't dwell on it. Human nature? Yeah, I mean, do you like finding scapegoats? Kurosawa-san's father is a powerful person in the police force. Can't believe he's security director Kurosawa's son. Jasmine, you already know about Seiji? Oh yeah, he's been on TV. Pretty famous guy. Rich and famous comments we saw. Father's head of the police force, son is a tech company CEO. People who overact and assume they're exploiting everyone. So is the SIMA admin fueling that movement with the Illuminate cards? Wonder why they do that. They just want more followers and terrorist attacks. Terrorism doesn't guarantee they'll get the world they want. As much of a mystery as the doppelganger itself. How much of this was planned by the Samizima admin? Let's find the answers at the Kurosawa house. Yeah. Oh yeah, Zami, forgot to tell you. Something wrong? Those two working in the server room? They're missing. Minakata and Inoue? Kurosawa told us when he called, says they're absent without leave. Kiyomoto and Honda, that's 4 missing. Really doesn't look good. Now I've asked someone I know to look for them. Should be extra careful. Someone you know, eh? Your boss? Hello, Kurosawa. Thank you for waiting. It's fine. I just got here. About today's investigation. Oh, could you park that van in the back? Stands out too much by the front gate. Sami, I'll go park, so you head on in. Understood. Uh-oh. Kurosawa-san, about the doppelganger. I heard that the 2 staff members at the server room have gone missing too. If this is the doppelganger's fault, that's already 4 people missing. And you also ran into it at home, right, Kurosawa-san? You are Kurosawa-san, right? Don't tell me you're... This is my father's home, Seiji Kurosawa. Oh, yeah. That was weird. I was definitely concerned, especially since the last time somebody told, Jasmine to move the van, it was causing issues. Calling already? We're getting kidnapped by the end of the chapter? I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, look at this fucking Yakuza. Thank you for your time. I'm from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. My name is Azami Fukurai. Welcome. I'm Yuya's father, Seiji Kurosawa, Security Director of the National Police Agency. Yes, pleasure to meet you. Can I ask who these gentlemen in the suits are? We've had heightened security concerns of late. I was told I should have a security detail just in case. They guard me when I'm off work. Security detail? Excuse us for a while, I'll be fine. Okay. I'd like to start by asking you some questions. Sure, after all that's been happening lately, I was worried about my father. So I gave him a call and he told me I'd visited last night. Does that mean... Did you come here last night, Yuya? Of course not. Which means it was the doppelganger who showed up here last night. I find that hard to believe. Who exactly is this doppelganger? Are they involved with the Zimmers? Hey, Jasmine. Good flair, sir. Currently, Fukurai here is looking into things, with both the doppelganger and the Zimmers as potential suspects, right? Yes, exactly. You in the back. Have we met before somewhere? Anyway, I see. Yeah, if that is the case, we should ask the police to step in. Actually, there's something we should consider. Shouldn't be too late to contact the police after this investigation. There's something on your mind, I have no reason to refuse. Please do what you need to do then. Understood? Okay. We got the call. He was worried that his father's home might have been infiltrated without anyone realizing it. Sounds like it actually happened shortly afterwards. Look into the intruder's actions here. Whatever they were doing in this house and whether they stole anything. Alright. Seems like, yeah. This is going to be it right here. This is our final scene. Alright. Jasmine, are the director in the center safe? Worried about the haters? It's gonna be okay. What do you think? Any thoughts on this case? Kurosawa's doppelganger is clearly acting along Zimmer's goals. As in, it's targeting national police info? Usually if we know something was stolen, we'd call the police and stop there. So what we're doing is supposedly police work, but Kurosawa Jr. is stalling. Chances are he's hiding something. What could he be hiding? I mean, a messed up shit that he doesn't want getting out, and they're clearly going to use it to, like, blackmail him and stuff. Shadow is here. Looks like Kurosawa-san Jr. The shadow compared to the previous doppelganger shadows looks somewhat different. Not sure how exactly. Seiji-san might know something. Shadow that looks just like Kurosawa, the doppelganger? So it did show up here too. It doesn't look like how the doppelganger shadow used to look though. Shadow is staring at the painting. Why would the doppelganger care about the painting? Maybe there's a secret? Shadow resembles Kurosawa, the doppelganger? Up to now I was able to tell the doppelgangers apart at a glance. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Today I'm not getting that feeling. Am I too tired? Or the doppelganger's getting better at impersonating? Maybe? Maybe that's why Kurosawa was even being very weird with me there and wasn't talking much, but could talk a little bit. Like, maybe it's even getting comfortable being able to, like, talk to people and stuff. Because it seemed weird, that scene. Doppelganger is fiddling with the safe. Taking something out of it? Shadowhead looks just like Kurosawa. What is it doing? Touching things on the shelf? Okay, that's it. Well. Hello. We now know that the doppelganger is targeting national police info. That kind of important data isn't kept here, is it? If what we mentioned the other day is true, then the information has already been stolen. It just showed up again, so I need you to look into it. Try to figure out its motive by following the traces. What happened yesterday? Could you tell us what happened here? I actually don't know anything about what happened. More or less the same as each doppelganger sighting so far. Please ask my father. Alright. Could you tell us why you decided to call Seiji? Our server room was infiltrated. So we know that the doppelganger was targeting the National Police's top-secret data. This made my father a potential target. So I was worried and called him, and turned out the doppelganger had indeed showed up. What's the motive? Why do you think it appeared here? Is there a pattern to its actions, probably to steal something? There isn't much of value here in this house. Painting there might look expensive, but only costs a few dozen bands of yen. Isn't that actually expensive? Yeah, but we're talking to a rich asshole who's had a silver spoon their entire life, Azami. The possibility I see is the contents of the safe. It has valuables. Would you be able to find traces with that power? Check if there are any traces around the safe then. I think you specifically wanted me to come here because whatever you were doing where you wanted me to find the pin for you to prove my power, you want me to find something like that here. Painting of a woman. Clearly looks expensive. Or women. Doppelganger was staring at this painting. The frame is fancy too. It must cost a fortune. Why would the doppelganger want to stare at it? Obviously it hasn't been stolen either. Maybe I should ask Seiji? Does it somehow give you the combination to the safe? Old-fashioned safe. Is having a safe another Kurosawa family tradition? Various objects lined up on the shelf. Trophies, certificates. Looks like a family tradition. Okay, talk to you. Reintroducing myself as Azami Fukurai of the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Thank you for your help, Seiji Kurosawa. Yu's father and security director of the National Police. Try to avoid meddling with things I don't understand too well. But Yuya mentioned that this case is related to the Zimmer incidents that are causing an uproar lately. So you have my cooperation. Can you tell us what happened? Last night, around 10 or so, my son came home. I was in my study in the middle of organizing papers, so I briefly greeted him, then returned to my desk. Told him to wait a bit while I finished my work. After maybe 10 minutes, I came back to this room, but my son was already gone. So soon? Did you find this strange? Not really. It's normal for my son to be busy, working as a company head. Then this morning he called and asked whether anyone who looks just like him had come here recently. That's when Yuya-san realized it was the doppelganger. One of the odds he is in with the Zimmers and the whole doppelganger situation was so he could bring us into the residence to achieve something. Could see that too. I mentioned earlier the idea of like when this doppelganger stuff usually comes up, you like find out they have like a secret twin or something. But it definitely seems like he has some sort of agenda in making us do something or find something. So him being in with the Zimmers and wanting us to find, like, this thing, because it may have information that he needs, could make sense. Did you notice anything? No, not really. When my son came in, I mean the doppelganger, he stopped and stared at that painting. So I told him we'd bought it just yesterday. Has anything been taken? Taken, as the doppelgangers steal things. All I heard from my son is that it appeared in his room. Hey, thank you. We'll take a look around the house. Io-san only told his father about the doppelganger showing up in his room. Didn't want to worry him? Did you see his face? I did indeed. Is there anything strange? Didn't notice anything. He's my son after all, so I don't think I would have mistaken him. So we're so similar, his father couldn't tell them apart. Could you tell me about your son? The questions range rather wide. He's the Kurosawa family's only son, and we've taken good care of him. I've been called overprotective and meddling at times. My wife and I had an early divorce, so he has grown without knowing motherly love. There was a time when we could go around causing mischief, and streaming them as part of some activist group. But he's built on those experiences and now runs an internet technology company. See, and you've supported him throughout. That's what parents do. Could you tell us a bit about your own work? My work mostly prevents me from mentioning details or anything specific, but you could say I'm in charge of VIP security within Japan. You're involved in countering the recent occult terrorist movement? Of course. Our organization exists to protect public interests from all forms of disaster. About the painting you have... Oh yes, we purchased that one 2 days ago. Put it up just yesterday. Last night my son, or the doppelganger rather, was looking at the painting too, before anything else. Must be very expensive. Tell you the truth, the frame is more costly. The painting itself is only 50,000 yen. You were surprised to hear that too. Oh, the 50,000 yen isn't inexpensive. So I thought he was my son, I told him the actual price. If it was actually someone unrelated, I maybe should have bluffed a bit. Huh, is this a joke? You can't understand rich people's jokes. Head of police. Seiji-san is Kurosawa-san's father. He said he's in charge of a branch of the police. Which one? VIP security. The man and the mascot? VIP security and also counterterrorism, so he's actively fighting the Zimmers. Must be a huge responsibility. Okay. I will hydrate. Alright. Now what? Go talk to you again, I guess? Kurosawa-san, could I talk to you? Certainly. Oh, nothing. I'm gonna inspect the picture. With the glasses? Nope. What does it want me to notice? Okay, this one doesn't seem to be a different color or anything, and there was something new here. Yeah, they seem the same. Doppelganger seems to be taking something from the safe. Maybe something was stolen then? Could the safe be open right now? Check the safe. I mean, that would be crazy if they just hadn't even thought of that. Safe that the doppelganger was touching. Could it be open? Nope, not open. I hope the doppelganger hasn't actually gotten the safe open. Could the shadow traces tell us something? Okay, back to the traces. Anything here? No. So is it just back to this? Nope. This one, though. It's holding the kendo trophy upside down? Is it writing something on the bottom? Oh, okay. Or it's looking at something that's written on the bottom. It's the first place trophy for the Prefectural High School Kendo Championship. The shadow was holding the trophy upside down and looking at the bottom. Checking the bottom. Oh, a small piece of paper stuck here. 9630, 4-digit number. Could this be the safe's combination? But there's no way there's no way it be written here, is there? I mean, that's a very stupid idea. That's an incredibly dumb idea. Don't do that. 9630. I don't expect it to work, but that shadow's movement might mean it saw that number and entered it? Should try. Wait, no way, it opened? Inside is an empty box? Who would keep an empty box in the safe? Or maybe what was stolen was inside the box. I need to check with Seiji. The empty box. Let's think things through. Something feels off about today's investigation, but I can't quite place it. Doppelganger appeared in front of Seiji and searched around inside the house, so someone other than Seiji was definitely here. Then again, there's something different from the usual, isn't there? At least my imaginary version of the director shows up right away. I'll always be here when you really need me. When you saw the shadow, you mentioned something was different about it. Yes, the shadows seemed different from the doppelganger we've seen so far. Its actions afterwards seemed weird as well. I wonder how it's different from the previous doppelganger intrusions. Why does something feel off? Isn't the shadow seen through clairvoyance actually Yuya Kurosawa himself? Yeah. Isn't the shadow seen through clairvoyance actually Yuya Kurosawa himself? Yeah, it wasn't it at all, because that's why it didn't have the different face. If I remember correctly, Seiji-san explained about the painting to the doppelganger. That was yesterday. It's supposedly been a while since Kurosawa-san was here himself. Why didn't you know about the painting? I need to check with Kurosawa. Yeah, you're up to some shit. Kurosawa, can I talk to you? Certainly. Doppelganger who appeared in front of Seiji-san yesterday, that was actually you, wasn't it? So you caught me. Huh? He just admits it? Why is this happening? Oh wait, it's not what you think. I wanted to show all those who are suffering how incredible your power is. I just ended up doing it, no harm intended. What do you mean by show? Take photos, upload them, that kind of thing. With your permission, of course. Your power will bring solace to many people. I really respect you. Hope you don't hold it against me. This feels so wrong. Why would Kurosawa-san say things like this? Please don't take any photos without telling us. I'll be continuing this investigation. I think the doppelganger has possibly actually just taken over Kurosawa at this point, or it's just been Kurosawa the entire time. And the whole doppelganger thing is fake. Because you said you had an alibi earlier that you're like, that couldn't have been me in the office because I was with the client, and the client also said that, but the client could have just lied for you. Ah, thank you. Okay, that was weird. How about you? About the contents of the safe. Excuse me, about the contents of that safe? Oh yes, the safe. Seems something was stolen from inside it. Hmm? Why would you know this? Looked, and the box inside was empty. You looked? You mean you opened the safe? Oh, maybe that was inappropriate? A little. More of a matter of how you managed to. I'm terribly sorry. I have this strange power that allows me to see things. See things? I need to warn you. And we believe the content of the box in the safe was stolen. Not sure I understand you fully, but I will confirm. As you said, the object is missing. Stolen, apparently. What was in the box? You told me earlier that nothing was stolen from your house. Are you telling me you didn't check your safe? Can't tell you much, but it was part of an informational system within the National Police. Oh, is that the system in Kurosawa-san's company server? The one that needs special authentication to access? You know that much, might as well explain then. As you say, the object in question is a password device needed to access that system. Yet its existence should only be known to a select few individuals. We haven't disclosed details to even our families. Not even your families? And that's what was stolen. There are reports that VIP protection data was uploaded to social networks, so those were not baseless rumors. Now what? I should tell Jasmine. Ask Jasmine for advice. Sometimes you just gotta go lean on your bestie, you know? Jasmine, can I talk to you for a bit? Yep, yep. Jasmine, something was stolen. Huh? What was stolen? Password device granting access to the National Police's informational system. Or information system. The Doppelganger can access the National Police's info system at will now. At first, it was unable to snatch data from the server room, realized it needed a password device to grab access, so it came here to steal the password device. Wait, that means... Also, what was the deal with it appearing in the office the first time? What to do? We're in big trouble. What should we do? Did you go ask Kurosawa's father when he last used the device? Need to make a call. Okay. Jasmine tends to make calls at times like this. Yeah, we know about Jasmine's other person. Can I bother you again? Yeah. About the stolen device. When was the last time you used it? Well, to be honest, I'm not a tech-savvy person. Received it around 5 years ago and haven't used it at all since then. Is that so? Either way, this is a crisis now. We need to take measures immediately. If you happen to find it, please let me know. Yes, if we happen to, that is. Could you tell us the device's shape and color so we know? It's red and looks like a card. A red card-like device? Aha. Aha. Isn't that the same as... Yep, it sure is the same as... Hey, shithead. Oh, no, not you. Jasmine? About the device. Checked about the device and Seiji-san has never used it. What? No, that can't be right. Director Kurosawa's device has logs of continued usage starting from several years ago. Several years ago? Wait, does that mean the Doppelganger was there from back then too? Or not? It was stolen yesterday after all. More to report. Wait, there's more. Tommy, slow down. We know what the Doppelganger stole yesterday. It was a red card-like device. Huh? Isn't that the device that was stolen from Kurosawa Jr.'s CEO office? This is getting really confusing. Yup. Where did the device in the safe go? Let's think things over. We know what was stolen, but now the situation makes even less sense. The password device kept inside the safe. Seiji-san said he hadn't actually used it. Jasmine mentioned it's been in use starting from several years ago. So raises questions about Jasmine's connections. I wonder who she was calling. Yep. This password device, wasn't it also stolen from the CEO's office? Maybe there was something about the device kept in the safe. The device in the safe, maybe... Kurosawa-san stole it from the safe. Yeah. It's just Kurosawa-san, because that's how it ended up in his own office. Yes, that must be it. The two are the same device. They're both the red card-like device, so it makes sense that the Zimmers are after it. Why would Kurosawa-san take it without saying anything? Because Kurosawa-san's been leaking information from the police database to the Zimmers this entire time, and that's why they've been able to be as successful as they are? There's a lot we need to ask him. The original thief. What is going on, Yuya? Why would the password device stolen from our safe be stolen from your company? Did you take it from the safe? I was so intrigued by the work you do, I just took it and kept it in my office. Jasmine mentioned the log show it had been used since several years ago. I didn't mean any harm, but the Doppelganger stole it. Wanted to find it before the worst could happen. And Azami-san's power would make that possible. Not really the time to be complimenting me. This has gotten out of hand. Isn't it more important to prevent the public from knowing the device was stolen? I mean, you've had it for years at this point. The amount of information you could have leaked. Jasmine, things are getting really complicated. This is just a family conflict. We leave it alone and go home. So all in all, everything about this case was the cover-up for Kurosawa-san's theft? Oh, that red password device was taken by the Doppelganger. There's no way it just ends there. So I guess there isn't anything we can do about the situation? Thinking. There we go! Oh man, that timing is usual. It's the director. Hello, are you okay? How's it going? We're worried about you, Director. Turns out the Doppelgangers' actions have affected more people than I'd realized. You've been busy on your end too, but please don't disappear. Important police data was stolen and we've been seeing nasty rumors about the center. We can think about those complications once we wrap up this case. Fair enough. Time for a dissolution. Music time. Not the super cool music yet, but... I'm relieved though. I was anxious about doing the eye-opener part myself. It may happen sooner or later. No, that's a hard pass. Now then, please ensure the Kurosawas can hear you. Yes. This request was about recovering, if possible, an object stolen by a doppelganger. For now, let us put on hold whether recovery is even possible, till we determine who exactly we're dealing with. You ready? The eye reveals all. Eye-opener. Wow. Now, let the dissolution begin. In this case, Kiyomoto-san, secretary at UTEC, initially encountered the doppelganger, leading us to follow its traces. We identified it as a doppelganger, based on its appearance being identical with Kurosawa-san, but that it doesn't engage in conversation. So, Mrs. Ami. Yes? There have been further indications that the anomaly is indeed a doppelganger. What kind of phenomenon has been observed? Kind of indication is indeed a doppelganger. 4 people are missing. Kiyomoto-san, Honda-san, Inoue, and Nakata. People who encountered the doppelganger have all gone missing. Great. 4 individuals you named have not been found, so they may or may not be alive. But the situation does seem to line up with the doppelganger anomaly's characteristics. Wow. There's my Millennium puzzle piece. Why would a request to search for a missing object turn into such a complicated matter? That is because of one key factor that made us believe this was all the doppelgangers doing. So, Mrs. Ami. Yes? What was the notable characteristic of the intruder that kept this incident from being reported to the police and that led to a request to the center instead? It speaks kindly and softly, it impersonates someone, it's a breathtakingly beautiful woman, it's a heart-stoppingly handsome man. It impersonates someone. Intruder's appearance is identical to Kurosawa. People who encountered it all thought it was him all along. Excellent. That is precisely why we were called in. That aspect is indeed clearly anomalous. Ringo will change from here on. The doppelganger who appeared in the server room seemed to be targeting confidential police information. It had turned out through Miss Fukurai's clairvoyance that they had given up on that approach. So, Mrs. Ami. Yes? To confirm, why did the doppelganger in the server room give up on extracting data? Because an authenticating device was needed. To access the confidential information, a red card-like password was required. Yet this device was only available to high-ranking police officials, so we believe the intruder had no choice but to give up. Excellent. Yes, that is indeed correct. The device that the doppelganger stole from the CEO's office. Now, about that red card-like device, something seemed strange there, didn't it? Yeah? Kurosawa-san mentioned that he was intrigued by his father's work and had took it on a whim. Rather naive reason, if anything. So, Mrs. Ami. Oh yes, he did say that. The question here is when exactly the device was stolen from the Kurosawa estate. Around when do you think this actually happened? 5 years ago? Several years ago? Has been looked into this for us. It seemed the password device has been in use since several years ago. Kurosawa-san mentioned that he stole it a week ago on a whim. But that doesn't feel right. Brilliant! Kurosawa-san's accounts seem to have a number of inconsistencies here and there, but we can't do anything about that itself. Hope they can figure things out, father and son. Yeah, there will be no easy way out of this. I expect a full explanation once we're done here. Now for the final question. The culprit who appeared at the Kurosawa family home and stole the red card-like device was your son, Yuya Kurosawa, and the culprits who infiltrated Yuya-san's company and home were the doppelganger and also acting like a Zimmer. So, Mrs. Ami. Yes? Miss Fukurai, you have already encountered the doppelganger and Zimmer. Oh? I have? Please think back to all the accounts you heard from everyone you talked to. For this case to be possible, who would need to be a Zimmer? Kiyomoto, Aika, neither of these two. These things don't add up for either of these two. So it's neither Kiyomoto, his secretary, or Aika, his girlfriend. Then who actually is the doppelganger and Zimmer? All things considered, Kiyomoto, Honda, the housekeeper, the server engineer, and security guard. All four of the above. Huh. I was still working with the idea that it was Kurosawa. Who actually is the doppelganger in Zimmer? Are they saying that, like, all of them must be Zimmers? Because these are all the people that saw them and disappeared. I think so. Because all of these people disappeared. All four of the above. Wait, could it be? All four of them? Ooh, fabulous! I almost said brilliant. Yeah. So... where did they disappear to? I'm thinking they disappeared intentionally because they were going to go give their information to the Zimmers. Like, I think this was basically a setup for all of them to... I mean, I still think Kurosawa could be a Zimmer and could be working with them. But yeah. It was also... makes a lot of sense because all of the people that were in that list were mentioned as just having been employed recently. So they might have specifically targeted Kurosawa, one, because he's a dumbass, and two, because he abuses his employees and has a high turnover rate, so they knew it wouldn't be too hard to get all four of them to get jobs in his company and then work together to get this information. Or they could just be working with him because he is also a Zimmer. But the doppelganger supposedly appeared. These four individuals were each on the scene. Through their accounts and what happened to them since, suggest paranormal involvement. The experience of a vanishing doppelganger and then the disappearance of those who encountered it. That could be explained by all four telling the same cover story, yep. Also, each of the four were recently appointed to their jobs and came in proximity of Yuya-san. Oh no. It is very likely that the four of them work together to play the role of doppelganger. And it's also likely that all of them are Zimmers. How did they have such an accurate disguise that it would trick even him and, like, his girl? Well, the girlfriend and the dad were both like, yeah, it looks exactly like him. That's why I was under the impression that it was just him and that was going to be the twist. The mystery is now solved. Evoke King! Zimmers? All four of them? Are you unsatisfied with the dissolution results? No, I do see why the dissolution makes sense, but a few things still don't quite make sense. Exactly. Oh, do tell. The doppelganger that I saw through clairvoyance was staring at me. And why did they steal the hard drive after stealing the red device? Good point. The VIP production data should have been accessible once they had the red device. I would indeed like to discuss those angles in depth, but it seems that we'll have to wait until next time. Uh-oh. What are you doing here? We're in the middle of an important family discussion. Go and wait in the next room until we're done. Uh-oh. Wait. Sinoe-san, the server room security guard at Kurosawa-san's company. Also Nakata-san, the server engineer, Kiyomoto-san, the secretary, and Honda-san, the housekeeper. I'm glad you're all safe. Are we? Zami, remember what we talked about during the dissolution? They enacted the Doppelganger. And they're dangerous extremists. Remember who they are. Are you all really Zimmers? What is going on? Where are the SPs? You realize I'm your boss. Have you even thought about the consequences? We owe nothing to that joke of a company. We're working towards a higher goal. You disgust me, living the easy life with your family fortune and connections. Family discussion to keep a lid on the incident. For this country to prosper for the next millennium, you rotten sprouts need to be pruned. You assume the terror attacks were happening someplace else? Well, what is happening right here and now, so brace yourselves. Everyone please, hold on! Zami, get back. These people are dangerous. They no longer care. You have no reason to cover for the filthy rich. Wake up already. They told us their plan. Devastation and judgment are about to happen. The Great Reset is nigh. Hey, do you mean the Samizima admin? This world needs leaders, those who envision the future and guide the weak. The world's values have been corrupted, the weak know this well. But the weak lack the power to change things alone. They are guiding us forward and gathering us into a greater power. We should be the ones who bring change to this world. This is a complete mess! Hey you, hurry up and do something! Who's your leader, the Samizima admin? Please stop all this. It isn't the way to do things, you shouldn't be hurting anyone. If you're siding with this filth, that means you're not with us. We'll fulfill our role here. To enact devastation and judgment. To protect the ideals of truth and love. To protect the stars above. Great Reset. Uh-oh. Enough of that nonsense. Answer me. Jasmine, they're not going to listen. Freeze. Oh shit, it's you! Secure them all. Okay. So that's was kind of my thought. Was that Jasmine was working with, like, some sort of investigation bureau or something? Commissioner Tamiri. All suspects secured. Fine work. Are you safe, Director Kurosawa? Ah, it's you, Tamiri. That was timely. Assistant Commissioner Tomarigi. Please brief Director Kurosawa on the situation. Assistant Commissioner Yasumi Tomarigi, CUTU Team Security Police, sir. Director Kurosawa, our apologies for the commotion. Jasmine? I'm sorry to break it to everyone, ACAB includes Jasmine. You're with the security police undercover? What's going on? Sorry, Zami. What exactly is the CUTU? Counter Unidentified Terrorist Unit. We proactively prevent terrorist cells from carrying out their plans. Specifically unidentified incidents such as the series of prophecies. I was in the Urban Myth Dissolution Center to gather information. Why would you need to be undercover? The center sure is creepy, but it shouldn't be a threat. She's still cute. Yeah, she is. She's cool. I still ship them. Azami can fix her. Relax. It was initially an investigation target, but it's for information only at this point. We learned a ton through that undercover stint. Azami, sorry for not telling you. So that's why you're so good at fighting and had connections in weird places. Yeah, I mean, the fighting and the connections definitely stood out to me. Makes sense. Kinda. We meet again. That scary person from the park? Glad you remember me. And happy to see you putting that wondrous power to fruitful use. Oh, so he's with the security police as well? Commissioner, what about Kurosawa Jr.? We sent Yuya Kurosawa home just now, but he probably won't have any charges pressed. Huh? Why not? This all happened because he took the device out without permission. This case will be handled as a mishap on Director Kurosawa's part. The Director himself asked us to do so. And the first time he wipes his prodigal son's rear. Ms. Tomarigi, please remember to be decent in your work. Director Kurosawa's device has been in use these few days as well. It means that we could trace the IPs used to access the server. Maybe able to apprehend those involved. Though we don't know who exactly it is, the next time they access will be the moment of truth. We should get ready, Miss Tomarigi. Cool art. See you to you! Cut you! Zami, should head out now. Huh? We'll handle the devastation and judgment prophecy from here. So I'm not part of we then? Taking on a terrorist mastermind, not a mysterious entity. It's out of your hands now. Jasmine, please wait. Whatever you do, don't follow us. But... I lost my wifey! Miss Tomarigi, they took the bait. Heading to the area. It's alright. We still have King. Director? Welcome back, Mrs. Ami. I see Jasmine had ulterior motives. I mean, all along, Meguri has been the real wifey, if we're gonna be real. Please don't put it that way. She had her reasons. Even without her, we need you to continue with your work. You will need this computer from here on. Jasmine. So far, more or less as planned. She played her part very nicely. Yup. Called it. It didn't make a lick of fucking sense. I got the 3rd floor. All other units secure 1st floor exits. Oh my god, is Jasmine about to die? Tomarigi here, 3rd floor. Visual on lighting and personnel. This is security police, CUTU. Building is surrounded. You. Huh? What? Oh! So that's your secret. The Genesis card. Genesis?! One loose end taken care of. Oh! Stuff's popping off. It always does at the end. God, that song is so good. Yep, there it is. Our final one to collect next time. Final chapter. Nothing left. We gotta go save our wifey. We gotta go save our wifey. Oh, that was a pretty long one. That took all of 3 hours. Almost. Alright. Their previous game is also on Steam? Ooh, wait, what is their previous game? That sounds fun. Still crazy to me to remember that actually, I just got sent the code for this. But, it's very, very fantastic, so. But, yeah, I, probably gonna go grab some food or something and maybe make myself record, I don't know. But, yeah, thanks for hanging out and everything. Have a good time zone.